Hi there, my name is Phixfox and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Folks, I'm very excited to be here. We have in store for us today an XL map. This is going to be Lost Continent, and it's one that I have not played before. All I really know about it is what I was scrolling through the menu to decide which scenario we would play, and it indicates that we cannot play as the Warlocks, we cannot play as the Wizards, and that's pretty exciting to me because, hey, they start off with plenty of advantages. I would like to have a game where I'm maybe bottom of the totem pole and then work my way up to the top. That's my goal. That's my goal. But before we get in, I do want to bring up just a couple of things. So first and foremost, I am working on still getting additional emotes for the people that are interested here for the channel. Those emotes are going to be live in the next little bit. I'm going to show you very, very quickly if I can. I should have had this already prepared. I'm going to show you my GIMP so that way you can see what we have in store. A couple of animated GIFs, a couple of just normal sort of, call them just static images. But my goal is to make something that's nice. And so that way we can all have a good fun time. And I'm always going to be looking for new and exciting opportunities. If there's new opportunities we can make fun inside jokes for, that's one thing that I would really like to do. So that's kind of my plan here. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, so I'm going to go on over to recently used. For example, this is going to be one of the new emotes that's going to be available to the people that subscribe. Of course, that is the logo for Animate Dead. I think that that's going to be pretty nifty as soon as I can get that up and going. Twitch takes about 24 hours to verify that it's nothing bad or illegal or anything like that. And so this is going to be made available by the time that the next stream starts up. We're also going to be looking at maybe getting into things like this. This is just a real nifty, itty bitty, teeny tiny Phixfox sort of pixel art. I'm not much of a pixel artist, but I figured that with the headband, you kind of know who this is. So it can't be anything too wrong with that. Also, I'm got one more that I felt was fairly good, and this is going to be the GIF for the Barbarian. It's going to look really good after it's all completed, but it's going to be starting off with the Barbarian as a static image, and it's just going to go through frame by frame as he raises his arms, casts his spell, and then goes from there. So I can do a couple of nifty things with GIMP. I can do a couple of nifty things in order to make this stream worthwhile for everybody here. That's ultimately my goal, is that if you're here to spend the time, I might as well make this absolutely worth your time. So thank you for your patience again as we're getting off the ground. I'm excited for those to be rolled out as soon as possible. And if you have other ideas for emotes that you think would be nifty, please let me know. Lord Shadowing, maybe open the stream with Peasant's Lament. You know what? That's actually a great idea. I shouldn't say, oh, that's actually a great idea. Am I surprised that Lord Shadowing has great ideas? Psh, no, absolutely not. So let me actually pull that up. So Peasant's Lament is from the Phixfox Discord. It is basically one of the things that Lord Shadowing has done through the use of AI. And if you are interested in joining up the Phixfox Discord, you can come on anytime. We are always happy to have you here. I'm going to have to scroll up just a little bit in order to make this happen. But Peasant's Lament is an AI-generated song that I think is pretty fantastic. The lyrics are wonderful. I have to share this with you. As you can see, we have quite a bit of activity here. These are some of Vami's interesting eventual plans for a new race in FHeroes2 once mod support comes up. And there's just tons of nifty stuff here. Okay, and so let me know if for some reason the sound is not working on this one, but Peasant's Lament is my all-time favorite of all of these AI-generated songs, and I can't remember if it's number 1 or number 2. Let me give it a shot first.
For ghosts and bones for fate, all that's left is hollowed hate. Those they wield are made from dust. In the ground they molder rust. Death comes quick, they walk again. Skeletons are what remain. Heroes rise and
Lord Shadowwings wants me to play the other one. I'm going to oblige him, since this is mostly his project here.
cousins in new muddy fields, lace so cheap, no dreams to yield. Flesh for ghosts and bones for fate. All that's left is holiday.
Oh my gosh, this gets me going.
Peasants in their muddy fields, lace so cheap, no dreams to yield. Flesh for ghosts and bones for fate.
And so in case you can't quite tell the lyrics are absolutely fantastic. It's everything from skeletons are all that remains. Let's see. Heroes rise and peasants fall, worthless lives to live and die. All that's left is skeletons. It's absolutely wonderful. So again, if you're interested in checking out some of this stuff, let me know. Go to the FHeroes2 Discord. You can find all of that over there. So folks, with that being said, there's many a wonderful thing going on here. And we're just trying to increase our presence here on YouTube, on Discord, on Twitch. And it all starts with a wonderful game. And trust me when I say that FHeroes2 has provided us that exact opportunity. And so with that being said, let's dive right in. Okay, so here we are. Whoa, let's adjust that sound. My goodness, rest in peace to all the headphone users. I sincerely apologize. Okay, so here we are playing Lost Continent. Vammy says, who's that in the background? Shh, it's here at the library. I will get their release of information to have them present online at a later date, but for now they are just ignore them. Lord Shadowing says I add for Old Spice. That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure how Twitch does their ads. I'm still trying to figure out what the best way of doing ads is for everybody, if I should just do pre-roll ads or if I should just have them spliced throughout. One way or the other, we'll figure it out very soon. Okay, so Dawn, heroic greetings. Nice to have you there, Dawn. Always a pleasure. This is Lost Continent, folks. 6-player map, extra large. And this is going to be a kill or be killed type of map, full melee, no special objectives here. It's denoted as being a difficulty of hard. 6 factions have established a foothold on a huge unexplored continent. Can you eliminate the other 5? Of course, with an XL map, I'm hoping that there's plenty of room to run. I love the adventuring, the exploring type of maps, and I think that this is going to give us that opportunity with some excellent tactical advantages down the road if we play our cards right in the early game. We do have the choice between either being the green sorceresses, the red knights, the yellow necromancers, or the orange barbarians. We definitely cannot choose the purple warlocks. We cannot be the blue wizards. We are going to have to choose one of these 4. And so we're going to roll the dice, and basically it's going to be the first half is going to be either green or red. The second half is going to be yellow or orange. And so let's go to the dice roll real quick to make that happen. Looks like we're going to roll a 1, so it's going to be the first half of things. So it's either going to be the sorceresses or the knights. And then 1, 2, or 3 is sorceresses. 4, 5, or 6 is going to be the knights, folks. It's going to be a knight game. We are playing as the red knights on impossible difficulty here on Lost Continent, and I'm very excited for it. Bambi says I'd rather have the pre-roll ads than during the stream. I think I agree with that. We're going to see how this goes. I'm not here for the ad revenue. I'm here for the excellent game. Let's get in. You have been ordered here to claim this land in the name of your king and recover any riches that you might find. However, 5 other kings and queens have also sent their heroes to this land, so you must watch out for them as well as the natives. Folks, we start off, it looks like more or less in the upper left corner here. This is going to be with Lord Kilburn the Knight, level 1, 40 peasants for the archers, 2 attack, 2 defense, 1 spell power, 1 knowledge per the usual. In our castle that we start off with here, Quicksilver, we do have the peasants from the peasant hut, the thatched hut, and with no resources, it's very, very unlikely that we're going to upgrade this castle quickly. This is going to be a bit of a slog. However, we have immediately a very interesting wrinkle. Look at this. In Quicksilver, we have a shipyard. And with that shipyard, we have a boat. Knowing how valuable wood is for the knight faction, having a boat and hopefully some flotsam nearby is maybe the very best thing we could do. Rather than use Lord Kilburn to explore in this area, I'm going to bite the bullet. We're going to get 1,000 gold per day. In 3 turns, we're going to pick up a second hero who's going to be our main hero, but Lord Kilburn is immediately going to go into the water. Especially because there's no sorceress available, it doesn't seem to make any sense to me to do anything but hop into the boat and hope we don't die to a sea monster. If all of a sudden there's a hidden kraken that's been lost in the game's files for 2,000 years, okay, 25 years, then I'm going to be absolutely devastated. I'll be happy to find that new surprise, but otherwise, Lord Kilburn should be safe at sea unless some enemy also is in the water, or we come upon a whirlpool sooner rather than later. Instantly, we got very, very lucky there. Folks, note that we did get 1,000 gold from the flotsam, 500 in each of the little stops there, and with 20 wood already on the table, again, my primary goal is to pick up one of these heroes. I'm guessing it's actually going to be Wilfrey. I think it's going to be Wilfrey. I think that we're gonna flex into maybe a hero that can use some spell casting and is going to have the 6-speed boars right off the bat. But it makes me wonder, do I risk it? And do I hope for 500 gold extra to get the archery range today? Probably not. Let's play it very safe, go for the well, and then tomorrow we will pick up hero number 2. Christina, Diamonds. Hello, everyone. Wow, a night gameplay. Long time no see. Very nice to have you there. And thank you so much again for being in the Phixfox Discord. I sincerely appreciate having you there as well. It's a pleasure. The pleasure is mine. Vami also says, turn 2 sorceress boat rush. Yeah, if I had a sorceress here in this castle, I would be doing that. But of course, since we don't, it's probably going to be the sorceresses that do that instead. So let's hope that we don't find any foes near or far. 3-speed halflings versus just having the 6-speed boars. I think that Wilfrey's going to explore and do a pretty good job of that right off the bat. Folks, a gazebo for 1,000 experience. An old knight appears on the steps of the gazebo. My liege, I will teach you all that I know to aid you in your travels. That plus 1,000 experience is, wow, so good. First off, the +1 defense, which you are less likely to get that as a wizard, so that's nice. But then the choice between pathfinding or logistics, this is tough. And here's why. I say to myself that on the one hand, logistics is going to always help now. Since we start in the grasslands, it's going to be better than pathfinding. But if later on I find that we have cracked earth, we have swamp, we have some terrible terrain, I'm going to wish we had the pathfinding. You have to take the smart decision here. You have to go for the logistics. And for that, that's going to be my choice here today. Exhibit33ET1, when is the next Undertale stream? Sir, thank you for the follow. I saw that you followed not too long ago. Undertale, my plan is to do that sometime in the middle of this upcoming week. I'm hoping probably Tuesday. My goal is to do Tuesday during the day. And so my hope is that if you're here for Undertale, or if you're here for any other game than Heroes, Might, and Magic, I will plan on catching you when I catch you. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay here. Heroes is one of my all-time favorite games. And so do as you wish. It's a pleasure to have you checking in. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to seeing you potentially next week, if not right now. I think that the gold is more important here than the experience. I do. I think that the gold on expert difficulty is always important. 1,500 experience, that would be the experience we would take if we were to go for it. But folks, look at this. Oh my goodness, this is a dragon city. This is a very obvious piece of the puzzle here. Of course, if we are looking for the ultimate artifact and we see a dragon utopia, we are going to know exactly what's going on. We're going to immediately want to go in that direction. For now, though, I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled. It looks like it was also somewhat in the lava terrain. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to go into the corner. Generally, you see me go into the corners because I really enjoy seeing if somebody left me a really nice surprise there. Map makers are often a little bit sneaky like that. They make you want to go to the very far reaches of the map. Today, we're going to see if Lord Kilburn can actually hug the coast. I got a feeling that he doesn't have his sea legs with him. And if he doesn't have his sea legs, then perhaps he ought to stay close where if he capsizes his boat, he can swim to shore and not drown. That's not really a game mechanic. That's just me adding to the story and the lore. Heroes, Might, and Magic to me is one of those games where the gameplay, the strategic elements are wonderful, critical, but the story elements are also fantastic. And this is an example of it. This shipwreck survivor, we have pulled a shipwreck survivor from this certain death in an unforgiving ocean. Grateful, he rewards you for your act of kindness by giving you the traveler's boots of mobility. These will increase our movement on land, not by sea, but on land. I think that this is actually worth Wilfrey trending up northward instead of southward. I think that we're going to be able to, yes, find a way here on the coastline where we're going to be able to still get around these fire elementals. I am going to take the experience here. One additional level for the +1 knowledge. That feels okay to me. And maybe Lord Kilburn can slide right in there in just one moment. I think he can. We're going to come back in just half a second. Nothing else is free. Everything else is guarded by monsters. I'll stay here a little longer to see what this game is. Yeah, this is a game from 1996. Heroes, Might, and Magic 1 was released in 1995. It's by 3DO, essentially, and it's changed hands many times. The IP has in the many years that it's been out. Heroes 2 was maybe recognized as the first excellent game in the series. And oh, how wonderful it is. Even all these years later, it plays very, very well. And there's an FHeroes2 team project. There's a group of individuals doing programming and quality of life buffs that's really bringing this game, I don't want to say back to life, because it was never dead. There's always been a Heroes of Might and Magic 3 fandom out there. And likewise, many people that know Heroes 2 to be their personal favorite. And so, it's nice to see it get a lot of recognition and a lot of help and hope, but all the same, all I can say is that I'm thrilled to be here enjoying this. Folks, not often do I get an artifact here with the sea chest. I think it's something like 15 to 30% of a chance that you're going to get gold and an artifact. And so that lucky rabbit's foot for the +1 luck, I like that. Oh, I love luck. I love morale. Might be a little bit harder to quantify how valuable they can be, but when you get it, you might as well enjoy it. We've taken one treasure chest for the experience before. Do we take the gold or the experience? I'm going to play this with the gold. Gold is just going to make the most sense. Folks, +1 luck. +1 luck from the artifact with the lucky 4-leaf clover, and then plus luck from the rabbit's foot. If we can get all these artifacts consolidated, we're going to be feeling pretty good. Thankfully, we do find, as we take the gold for one more turn, we do find our ore mine and we do find our sawmill. We're going to need to go back, get some troops, and head south immediately. There is much to be done. It's time to fight, and it's almost day one, the best day of the week in Heroes of Might and Magic. That is, of course, the day where we get to have new troops, purchase everybody, and have so much fun doing it. I don't know if another hero is valuable at this point or not. That is a sorceress. She could do better in the water than Lord Kilburn, and he's not too far away just yet. We're gonna have to wait and find out. Arcane Him says, "Ayo, Arcane Him, what's up? How you doing, sir? Pleasure having you there." If I'm gonna get this sorceress, I better get her now. With those base level troops, can she defeat lots of skeletons? Maybe with 4 archers, maybe with a couple of halflings. I'm gonna do that actually, because I don't think that. Well, I could purchase her and just spend 10 wood. We're going to need lots of wood, but I'm sure that another sorceress in the water is actually not going to hurt. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to have 2 in the water. We're going to keep these base level troops behind. It might as well be the sorceress, the dwarves that go, because sprites can actually be useful for the knights. They're the only faction. They're one of 2 factions that don't have any flying creatures. And so we're going to just sail on to our heart's content. 1 hero going to the east, 1 hero going to the south. In fact, she is going to go up to the northern corner, of course, because she does have that navigation. Arcane Him says, "Happy to catch a Heroes2 stream live. It's an absolute pleasure." And especially for all the folks that are overseas, it's always late, but I always appreciate the folks that are absolute iron men and women that are finding a way to fight off sleep just to spend the time with me. So thank you very, very much for the time. Wilfrey is again heading back, going to collect troops. We're going to have him set out on day 1. Mage Guild is still a little too far away, but we did pick up the marketplace. If we wanted to trade for 1 ore in order to get a level 1 Mage Guild, we could. That might actually be worth it. How much wood is that? 20 wood for 1? No, it's 10 wood for 1 ore. With 2 heroes on the water, I think that this is actually a pretty good trade here. This is going to be a little bit hairy. Not my favorite thing to trade away all this wood when there's so many buildings left to be purchased, and of course wood being critical amongst them, but I think that we're going to make this decision and take it now. View resources, magic arrow, and the cure. What an excellent starting mage guild. And folks, this view resources tells us an awful lot. Number 1, I'm guessing that there's water around the entire edge of the map. So 2 heroes in the water instantly becomes a very, very attractive option because there's no resources that we can see on the ocean. Of course, sea chests, flotsam, that doesn't count as a view resource type of deal. And so that's wonderful. It looks like there's actually an inner circle. It almost looks like there's call it a beltway surrounding something in the middle. Is there water here? Is this rough terrain, mountain passes? And is this a veritable treasure trove in the very center of the map? Tough to say. We're gonna have to wait and find out, but that actually is a very, very useful spell. The view resources, always a good pickup. We're gonna go for another day, another week, rather than waste the rest of our movement points there with Wilfrey. This is astrologers proclaiming it to be the week of the Minotaur. Minotaur growth is up 5. I doubt that the Warlocks have Minotaurs. It's possible, but I kind of doubt it. Before I do anything first, let's actually see if we have any additional resources, artifacts. Okay. In this case, the Spiked Helm for the +1 attack, +1 defense. That's an excellent pickup, and I'm very happy for that as well. I'm going to take 2 steps out of my way just in case. Signs, bottles, and the corners of the maps. There's very few things you can count on in life, but you can always count on Phixfox taking a detour just to make sure that he's not hoodwinked and very regretful of something he might have otherwise missed. We'll come back for this other stuff now, later. Right now, we have to stay in the water. We have to get the flotsam. We know that there's room to run. Let's go in those other directions first. Lord Shadowwing says, imagine the chaos that would have been wrought if FHeroes2 team were to develop Twitch integration. Oh dear. Twitch integration for FHeroes2. What would that look like? Would that mean like everybody's immediately able to like immediately cast to Twitch? When you say Twitch integration, what does that mean? I haven't been around too long. I'm not quite sure exactly what that would look like. Help me understand. We're probably going to leave the boars behind. We're going to take slow creatures. Peasants, maybe. I really wish I could get up the rangers, but for now, we're just trying to get our sawmill. We're just trying to get our other options available. Pikemen, I kind of want to save the pikemen because upgrading them later is going to be double the cost. I think that these forces are going to be sufficient for our needs, especially with that level 1 mage guild. So we're going to save the pikemen. Hopefully we can get them up to veteran pikemen. Can we defeat lots of dwarves with this army? No. No, I think that we have to take at least a couple of these veteran pikemen. Call it 5. 1 week's worth, and that should pay dividends later. Okay. Let's see. Arcane Hymn. I love to have Cure for the early game. I do too. I imagine that we have similar thoughts on this, as we do see 30 dwarves total. When it comes down to trying to defeat enemies and make sure that you are safe, a Cure goes an awful long way, because if an enemy were to cast a slow on your steel-skinned creatures, then if you have a Dispel, you're going to get some value out of that, but you're going to lose the positive buffing spells. The Dispel is very quality to get rid of all spells. The Cure will merely get rid of all negative spells. And so I'm a big fan of the Cure as well. It makes sure that you're not going to fall prey to a blind lock or a paralyzed block or, heaven forbid, some weird berserker combo. So yeah, having a Cure early is not a problem at all for me. And in fact, I really think that this was an excellent mage guild, all things considered. We already saw the view resources in effect. We're not casting the magic arrow here because I'm always a little wary of the dwarves' 25% ability to resist any magical spell. I don't want to have to deal with them if I don't have to. And so we're going to save our spell points and hope for the best. I was really hoping that these peasants would get one solid hit off. Ouch. The fact that they did not really does not feel great. We're going to take a little bit of a beating here. Oh my goodness. That was way worse than I thought. I completely mistimed that, and that was simply an error on my part. We're going to end up stone skinning these archers. These archers have to stay alive. Is it worth it to kill 1 to 2 of the dwarves and then take the retaliation? Possible. Possible. Now that we're stone skinned with 9 hit points left, we may lose 1 more archer here. No, we do not. Peasants are going to attack up. 4 dwarves down to 3. Pikemen are going to collapse backwards. And I really hope that we can get this down to just 1 single dwarf. Well, somebody's made a mistake of this. We still have 20 archers with 1 hit point left on that final deal. The stone skin did save us a little bit of trouble. Thank goodness for that. And folks, we are going to get out of this fight. 2 archers, 31 peasants, 1 pikeman. At least I'm glad that I brought the pikeman. That makes it feel like a much better decision, even though it's going to cost us a little bit more later. 2 ore per day, that's going to kick in very, very quickly. And I did not know what these defenders were. I did not know what was going to be here. I unfortunately don't think I can defeat wolves at this time, but I don't want to go back picking up more troops. I think I just want to go and explore. I want to go see what other freebies I can pick up. That feels like a very useful use of my time. Okay. No other purchases at this time. Thieves Guild, you know, if you don't have it later, you're going to wish that you had it. Let's pick up the Thieves Guild now. We do have blue, green, red, yellow, orange, and purple. It looks like number of towns. Purple is in the early lead with an additional village or town, and blue is actually in the lead with 1 extra castle. Everybody else has 1 castle like us. They have at least 2, maybe 3. More than that, I cannot say. We, as the red player, are 3rd in the number of heroes. That means that blue has to have 2 or less. That means that purple has to have at least 4. And I'm guessing that that means purple has 4. And then these enemies here have 5 heroes each. If I had to guess, that's what I would say. Okay. Vammy says, Month of the Minotaur. That places random Minotaur groups on the map would be scary. Oh my goodness, that would be absolutely terrifying. Yeah. Sometimes when it's a month of the whatever, you're happy because it gives you the opportunity for more experience, but other times you're just hoping and praying that it's not something that's going to ruin your day. We're going to stay a little bit away from the coast. That might be a mistake, actually. If I was the map maker, I would actually probably leave things a little bit closer to home, so that way you don't have to scour the entirety of the map. Yeah, so we're going to see about that in just a second. Arcane Hymn, being able to check enemy heroes stats during a fight. Yeah, or a village if we come across it, a town. It's going to be useful in that regard as well. For example, this town of Willow. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. If this town is upgradable, we might want to make a concerted effort to take Willow. But not with these forces. We have such a slow start. My word. We're getting places, but are the losses that we're going to take here against these halflings, are they worth it at this point? Because we will take losses. I think so. I think it's going to be worth it. I think the best thing we can do is actually to let go of these six halflings. We're going to split the sprites. We're going to put them at the top of the map. We're going to put the pikemen in the very center so that they can go down the field quickly. And we're going to, whoa, I didn't realize that there was a break in the trees there. We're going to go through these halflings and we're going to check into Willow in just a moment. But we run into a dead end. Again, I don't want to go back just yet. Let's move forward and see what happens. It's going to cost us most of the sprites. That's kind of what their role is. But with a couple of magic arrows, we might be able to take a future halfling fight in just a moment. Lord Shadowwing says, by Twitch integration, I mean a way for chat to cause things to happen in-game for bits or channel points. That would be interesting. Twitch integration for FHeroes2. You get to interact with the game. You as the audience. What kind of things would you interact with? That'd be very interesting. I just don't know what kinds of things would you be able to interact with. I would do it. I would totally love to do that. That's the best part about FHeroes2 and spending the time here with all of you on Twitch is truly getting to interact with you. And that additional level of excitement would be so good. So good. I'm a fan of that idea. I want to see it happen. I would need to know kind of like, okay, what kind of things can you as the audience do to make my life horrible? Oh, wait, you wouldn't do that to me, right? You wouldn't make my life bad. Some people would. And that would be part of the fun of it. So it looks like we're going to avoid losing a single archer. And the sprite losses are much better than they were before. So overall, the one magic arrow did go a mighty fine direction for us. 132 experience, but this is going to open us up to gems. And this is the third Sulfur mine. You are kidding me. Folks, we have to be going for dragons at this point. We might want to pivot. We might want to stop building up this castle here and just go straight for dragons in our new town here of Willow. That might be the thing to do. Tough to say. I'm interested to find out. Vami says, why does Sir Gallant's portrait have a Heroes of Might and Magic 1 Barbarian castle in the background? It totally does. That is interesting. Oh my goodness, you're totally right. Sir Gallant's portrait here is absolutely a Barbarian castle in the background. And of course, Sir Gallant is one of the heroes that made an appearance in Heroes of Might and Magic 1, so that makes sense. That makes sense that he was somewhere. Maybe he's the conquering hero of a barbarian castle. He subjected them to a knight's brand of justice. Very interesting. Excellent insight, Vami. Questions and only suppositions. By the way, Maximus the Knight, he did take a little bit of a downgrade. He used to have golden armor in Heroes Might and Magic 1 as a goblin or something green. A little bit of a demotion for him. A little bit sad, but he's still doing Maximus-y things, I'm sure. Okay. Speaking of different heroes, though, I always thought that Tyro, the knight, was likely, anyway, as we pick up basic ballistics there, I always thought that Tyro was likely to be a ogre from Heroes of Might and Magic 1 from the Barbarians. It's not guaranteed, but just his portrait looks to be sort of ogre-ish. And so maybe I'm correct, maybe I'm not. What's his name? Oh, Phineas the Barbarian. His portrait is the same from Heroes of Might and Magic 1 to 2, but the name has changed from Phineas in 2. It was originally Kelzin the Barbarian in Heroes of Might and Magic 1. So there's an awful lot of cool, nifty artifacts. And by artifacts, I don't mean things that your heroes can find, but very interesting gems from development and changes. Knowing that Heroes of Might and Magic 1 and 2 were released just about a year apart, it's interesting what things had to stick around, like artwork and things like that, while gameplay was updated and adjusted. And it's amazing. I can't imagine possibly trying to have both games in short order like this. We're going to land. I don't know if this is going to be passable terrain, but this is going to be potentially a free 1 Mercury per day. It's going to take us some time to get into the boat, out of the boat, but I think that that's going to be worth it. And it's almost day, we're almost, oh geez, this is rough. What to do? I think we're gonna get a statue. I think that we're gonna pick up another hero. It's gonna be Maximus probably. 5 of the archers, 5 of the archers. I guess it doesn't really matter. There's one more peasant here with Sir Gallant. These are the margins we're talking about. He's gonna take whoever's left, including those pikemen that we didn't want to upgrade before. And he's gonna go south. I think that with these troops, we are going to be able to with a very costly fight, defeat these boars and then defeat the Guardians of Willow. It's not ideal, but I think that the sooner we get into there, the better. LaForm, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I appreciate having you there. Hey, it was a nice talking to you in the community section on the YouTube page, by the way, talking about if there should be or what special abilities should be added to units in the FHeroes2 game. I think that the 4 choices that I provided, just from my understanding, could have been the charge ability on the champions, which was, of course, a reprint. Oh, geez. From Heroes of Might and Magic 1, where damage is increased depending on how many hexes you've traveled. And then I also considered Snakebite for the Hydras, where if they've only got, they've only got one enemy around them, that they then shred their resistances. Basically, they don't get a damage amp. They just ignore some defenses. And then I also considered for the Ogres that they have basically the Cerberus attack from Heroes 3, where they're able to strike an enemy in the middle and then also cleave enemies on both sides. And then silly me, I thought that maybe more damage for the Titans would be a good idea. Pro tip, it's not. Everybody, well, 10% of the people said, hey, that's a good idea. Everybody else said, what are you doing? No, don't do that. Wherever you stand on that, if you'd like to participate in those polls, call it, you can always find that on the YouTube page. I'm always, I'm trying to put new stuff out there. I try to do about once a week. This last go has been a little bit sporadic. After scouring the area, you fall upon a hidden chest containing the ancient artifact Statesman's Quill. I actually really like this artifact, and this allows me to play much more aggressively than I otherwise would have. I know I'm trying to get back to here. I know, but I feel like I got to see what's up here. Maybe not. Stay 6. We're going to hit this on day 1, I believe. Yeah, we're going to hit this on day 1, clear through some boars, and then head on. This stone lith is intriguing. My word. When you think yourself invincible, walk through this gate. Even then, prepare to meet your bitter end. This is unfair, and I'll tell you why in just one second. Avatar 1986 live. Let's go. Hey, I appreciate having you here, Avatar. Thank you so very, very much for the time. Greetings. I like the fox face, and Avatar also says hi, chat. So I like the good energy. I love when somebody shows up and they just immediately have good vibes. That's the kind of person that when they show up to a party, everybody likes to have them here. So Avatar, thank you. Appreciate it. Bambi says, it's not great that you lost some archers to the dwarfs, but at the same time, your infantry, especially the sprites and peasants, would have definitely gotten butchered. They would have. I don't really mind you losing peasants at this point, Bambi. I think that you agree that peasants, they do their jobs. As Lord Shadowwing would remind us, worthless lives to live and die. So Arcane Hymn says, wow, that was cool. So, this is why I feel bad when I get lost on chat. I forget where we were at, what that comment was related to. Let's see. Vammy says, allowing chat to run cheat codes or similar commands would be good, but to make it truly great would be to somehow modify the map mid-game, which is very novel and would probably be a nightmare to code. I could not imagine them trying to do that. Arcane Hymn, wow, that was cool. Remind me what was cool. I do want to follow up on that. Warriors, sir. Hello all. Hello, Phixfox, sir. Appreciate having you here. I love the little badge next to your name. It says that you're a founder badge for your subscription here. I appreciate that very, very much. And Avatar is saying hello, hello, hello. Okay. This sign, because it says that when you think you're invincible, walk through this gate. Because of FHeroes2, I can walk through the gate and I can walk back without engaging with whatever creature or enemy is on the other side. To do so feels cheating. But because I'm interested, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go through the Lith. I'm going to plan on pressing spacebar and scurrying away after we figure out what's on the other side of this. Yeah. Several green dragons, a few red dragons, my word. And this sign, what does it say? Hungry dragons await, welcome food. Oh my goodness, we were correct, folks. We had mentioned that there was maybe in the very center of the map a mountain range or some treasure trove. It looks like there is a treasure trove, but it is guarded by enemies most fearsome and more than I want to handle. So we are going to scurry away. I do wonder though, does this Lith go anywhere else? I'm gonna hit spacebar just a few times so I can figure that out. One more time. And with that, I think I am satisfied that we can get back into the boat at the beginning of next turn. Arcahim, the way you could get around the guard via the forest, long tricky walk, yeah. I love the heroes that are, or the map makers that are able to do some nifty stuff like that. And I always have to assume that they did that on purpose. Sometimes when I make maps, some unexpected holes in the map appear, some unexpected things happen. But I assume that everybody who takes the time to make a map really tests their own map very thoroughly. And as we've seen from the map makers on the FHeroes2 Discord, if they are making a map, people are very happy to give feedback if there is something that is not intended. And so hopefully with Lost Continent being a little bit of an older map, hopefully we're not going to find any bugs that somebody else would be sad about. Nothing game breaking. How about that? I'll assume that everything is intended as it stands. Sprites are going to stick around. They're going to be the ones to deal with these centaurs in a moment. And so let's keep them alive. Step on the magic garden in just 1 second with Sir Gallant. Let's go from there. Have you noticed that this is an extra large map, extra large, and yet there's not a lot of free things. You have to go through monsters at every turn. How very interesting, and how much more difficult does that make it for us playing on impossible difficulty, knowing that the enemies start off with some advantages that we do not. Folks, it's a new week of the Condor. Lord Kilburn is going to go to the corner of the map because sure, why not? And it's not going to be Wilfrey that picks up this Magic Garden. It's going to be 500 gold. I don't mind. I do have to make the decision if Iron Golems right now, if we can defeat them without any losses. 25 archers, 2 speed, maybe 1 stack of 3 speed. That's anywhere between 21 to 50 of these golems. Is that the play? Is this a worthwhile risk? Knowing that they also have some magical resistances to elemental spells, but not to the magic arrow. The magic arrow is still going to do full damage, and we do have, in case we get into trouble, we are going to have 10 magic arrows. That's going to be 200 extra points of damage. I think we're going to fight this fight, and then we're going to go up along our way. Yeah, I don't love this choice, but we're going to make this happen. Ooh, boy. I was hoping for closer to 20 golems. It turns out it's going to be 30. Let's fight this fight. Avatar says, haha, yes, you better believe I pump the parties that I go to. Absolutely. But really, I'd rather be here with you guys. Heroes Might and Magic 2. I don't know if that's Heroes 2 is better than Heroes 3, or if that's Heroes Might and Magic 2 with a heart. I do not know. But either way, I'm very, very much for it. Folks, look at this terrain. Oh my goodness. Impassable, impassable, impassable. And one peasant can slip in right there. Folks, I think that we're going to step up with the pikemen to here. No, I think we're going to wait. I think we're going to let these Iron Golems take 1 step down the battlefield. We're going to plug the gap, and then this top stack is then going to go around. We're going to metagame just a little bit, because I know what the AI is going to do. We're going to metagame just a tiny little bit, and we're also going to focus on this bottom stack, because they should be the first ones to engage with us before anybody else. So, kind of interesting the way this is going to work. Hopefully the peasants can actually slip into this spot. I don't want to give them an opportunity to step forward twice and hit me. So let's step in now. They're going to start to go around because, you know, hashtag just Phixfox things. And we'll go from there. Maybe if I back off, maybe these gentlemen are going to go up, actually. They do. And we're getting a really nice split here. 10, 9, and 6. Yeah, this is working out okay. I do want the peasants to actually go back because the pikemen are going to be the ones to continually step in front and make these guys waste their turn again and again and again. Phixfox wife says, scurry, scurry. Avatar says, hey, Phixfox wife, how's it going? Growing close soon, right? For the new baby. Absolutely. Doing well, thank you, Phixfox wife says. Yes, another Fix kid is coming soon. Hearts all around. Yep. Folks, I'm officially getting into like nesting syndrome. Like in my brain, my head knows that there's a baby coming soon. And I know that I need to do my best to be prepared for when that baby comes. And so I am officially looking at getting things clean. I'm officially looking at like fixing things I'm not going to want to have to deal with later. And it's kind of weird. I never thought that I'd be Like I had one kid before, right? And I didn't have the nesting like I have now, like the preparation for having a fixed kid. I didn't have that before for kid one nearly so bad. Now it's really starting to kick in, and it's giving me a little bit of anxiety, funny enough, because I just want everything to be perfect. I know it can't be. I know it can't be perfect, but I can't help it. There's a part of me that just really wants to see nice things happen for my cute little family. So anyway, just in case you wanted an update on what's going on in my fixed life, there it is. You got it. Interesting that the 2 golems actually attacked the peasants. I'm for it, don't get me wrong, but interesting that they decided that that was their best play. We're going to step back with the pikemen. Sprites are going to stay out of the fight still, and there they go. There goes my 36 peasants. 1, 2. Either way, these iron golems are about to get into my archers. I do want to save every single archer. I do want to save every archer. Not at the risk of these sprites, though. We're just going to take a hit. 25 archers down by 2. Doesn't seem like a great idea to run. The pikemen already took the retaliation, so a little stab doesn't hurt me too bad. And we're going on from there. 23, down 2 more archers. Might as well take your stab while you can. Down to 3. And folks, I think it's pretty obvious that this fight is won. The question is, of course, going to be, are the losses acceptable? And since we did not lose an archer there on that final one, I think the answer is yes. Yes, using the terrain for pikemen, for the archers, that feels okay. Not the best. Not the best, but it's going to be okay. Ooh, tough choice. Wisdom or mysticism? I don't know the likelihood of finding a pyramid on the map for a 5th level spell. I don't know the likelihood of you know, I mean, am I going to have magic wells? Am I going to have the means to replenish my spell points? I don't know, but because Wilfrey is being a magic-based hero, let's go for the mysticism, and let's go on from there. Okay, let's see. Christina Diamonds with the hard eyes. Oh, Christina, I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Phixfox wife thinks that she's the one supposed to be nesting. The first kid came during COVID, so we were stuck in the house. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely what happened. And is my kid normal, good or bad for it? I don't know. That's tough to say, but he's a good kid and we're grateful for him. Let's see. Vammy says, of course they went for the peasants. Pikemen are scary, dude. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And those 36 peasants all went down in a poof when the 9 golems finally got their hands on them. Lord Shadowing says, glory be to God for the continued health of the little one and prayers for a healthy birth. That is sincerely all my appreciation for you. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Lord Shadowing. Avatar says, we are also awaiting our 2nd son here in February. Mom is lying asleep here on the couch, loving to go to sleep to Phixfox Heroes video. I am thrilled to hear that. It's really one of the sweetest things whenever people tell me that they enjoy the sounds of Heroes of Might and Magic to fall asleep to. The sounds of Boris dying. I'm not saying that it's for everybody, but for some people, it does the trick. We are going to stone skin the pikemen. I think that they're going to be more important against gargoyles in the next fight. The archers are going to be valuable, but they're immediately going to get jumped on by the gargoyles, and I do want to take on the upcoming town very, very quickly. Another magic arrow. Let's kill this full stack of boars there. That means the 20 archers are going to get a full shot off. Let's kill. Oh, geez, we're killing boars so very slowly. So very slowly. Do I want to keep the sprites here, or do I want to keep them safe? I think I actually need to keep the sprites safe for those centaurs, just to simplify, again, the next fight. This fight, sure, use them, but it's really the next fight that I'm a little bit worried about. Okay, and once again, we're going to get the opportunity to free up the archers for full damage, surprisingly, and I'm thrilled for it. 6 boars down to 2. Yeah, this fight went way better than the AI said it would, and a little bit of tactics ended up helping there an awful lot. Let's not kid ourselves. Some spell points also are superbly useful. Oh. Picking up every single piece of candy I find. There's nothing else for it. Okay. Arcane Hymn says the most satisfying is the water train music in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Yeah, it's my personal favorite. A while ago, one of those community posts was, which is your favorite, grass theme or the snow theme or the water theme? I think I also included not swamp theme. Maybe I did, but yeah, I personally vote for this. This is just lovely. Just lovely. And with that being said, Folks, we have a problem. Thundax the Barbarian. With a few trolls, a few ogres, a few cyclopes, and a few orcs. Oh no. We have neighbors. And the neighbors are quickly falling upon us. I'm sure that they're going to defeat this town with no problems, but I'm a little bit concerned. Because if they've already got cyclopes, we are officially behind in a major way. We may need to rush into this armory. In fact, we're going to trade the 1 wood for the 1 ore because we have so much. We're going to get it into the armory, and then tomorrow we're going to get our cavalries. We need something to handle these guys as we kind of work our way back north through sawmills and pikemen and things like that. No, you're kidding me. You are kidding me. Natasha abandons the cause. Let's see. Oh, with 3 orcs. I don't think I had the Mage Guild built when Natasha left. No, she just has bless. Unfortunately, folks, this is just I don't want to call this an error. This is the reason why we got into the water as quickly as we did. I'm just very sad for this. I don't think that it's worth saving Natasha. +1/+1. At the very least, it's worth running so the enemy doesn't get this. So we are going to run. We're going to decide if it's going to be worth it to hire another hero. And if it is, it's probably going to be Natasha. Again, +1/+1. Can't really go wrong with that. Lord Kilburn is immediately feeling scared because his friend went down. And look, Phixfox going to the corner actually paid off. Aha. I feel great. I feel great. The lightning rod. 50% bonus damage for the lightning bolt and chain lightning if we can get it. I feel excellent about that. So looking forward to that. A level 2 Mage Guild is all of a sudden very important. Crystals slowly accruing, and it's what we need the most at the moment. Bambi says, it's one of those. Yeah, that kind of COVID baby. Yeah, but he's a good kid. We like him. No worries. Avatar says, Phixfox wife, firstborn was a COVID kid as well for you guys. Gotcha. I would say he is very fond of getting to play with friends, maybe because of COVID. Yeah, who even knows what the long-term fallout of COVID is? I work with young people who are still in secondary school for us. I'm not sure what it would be for everyone else. Secondary school, so high school, that's basically ages, 13 through 17, maybe 18, as we do get a follow. And who knows what the fallout's going to be. It feels like these kids are behind in a lot of ways that I don't blame them for it, but how do you support somebody that just didn't do school for a significant amount of time? Really, really tough to tell. Let me pull up my Twitch activity feed. That new follow was Z Pinguilop. Wow, Z Pinguilopes. Pinguilopes? That is a nifty name. I like that. It's Z Pinguilopes. Is that like penguins in French? I hope so. Maybe not. Let me know how terribly I said your name there. And then Arcane Hymn, AI is smart on water now. You are totally correct. And it's not throwing me off, but it's making things much more difficult than they otherwise should be. And that's okay. We are fine with difficult. We just have a lot to deal with, and that's okay. Folks, this is a big fight, and we cannot stop these gargoyles. Wow, we cannot stop these gargoyles. There's too many of them. We have 4 magic arrows for 30 points of damage each. I don't like my chances here. That's going to be 8 gargoyles that we're going to be able to take out with spells. Yeah, this is unfortunately just a little too much for us to handle. Dang. Would it have been enough for us if we had fought this fight at the very beginning? I think not. I think even at the very beginning, before we went south and cleared out all those things into the barbarian territory, that was still a little bit too much. It's going to be still worth it for us to cast the magic arrows. It's still going to be worth it to us to try and kill as many of these creatures as possible. But very, very sad. This is not going to go great. And we are planning at this time on running and staying alive for later. I don't love it, but that's just kind of the reality of this current juncture. Zipinguilopes, hello, new here. Really loved your Thunk video, so came by to check out the stream. I'm thrilled that you did. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Yeah, we are doing another extra large map. The Thunk map was really a challenge in a way that I really enjoyed, and I'm hoping that we have more challenge here. And tell you what, I say that and immediately I think, oh yeah, we're getting tons of it. We are getting as much challenge as we can handle. Folks, we cannot let Wilfrey die. That's important. And so we've got at least a couple more turns until we get obliterated. Is it likely for the enemy to get good morale? Yes. They do have 2 units of the same alignment, and so it's possible for either gargoyles or centaurs to get good morale. We are going to play it so safe, it's not worth your life. It's not worth Wilfried dying for free just so we can take out these guys. So, with that being said, I'm actually going to take out centaurs here because the next force that comes to deal with these guys, they are not going to have any flyers. The centaurs are going to be a problem. We're going to lose 1 pikeman here on the retaliation. And I think that we're going to stab for 1 more gargoyle. And folks, it's time to bid these gentlemen adieu. Big loss. Big loss. Wanted to do more than that because I really wanted to not build up my knight castle, but I don't think that there's a better way at this current juncture. So, bit of a rough week. Have you ever had a rough week? That was a rough week here in Heroes Might and Magic. Avatar says, haha, a fox's corner. Aww, there's so many foxes. It's great. I'm gonna have kits coming out of my ears. Bammy says, I meant one of those maps where you get rushed by week 2. Oh, gotcha. One of those maps. Understandable. And it seems like it is, for better or for worse. Let's head north as we rehire Wilfrey and set back off. Pinguelopes wanted to ask, have you played the Hero 3 Succession Wars? It's a Heroes 3 conversion to 2 units and graphics, really worth checking out. It is absolutely my intention at some point of checking out all of the different modifications. Lord Shadowwing is a big fan of VCMI. Other people have asked me specifically about the Succession Wars mod. My intent is to try them all at some point. With that being said, I do know for sure with Baby on the way that nothing is going to happen with any of those modifications, at least until February. I've got some things I have to do in January, and it's going to be a little bit rough with new Baby. I'm going to slow down a little bit, step away from streaming in a lot of ways, simply because it's going to be important to focus on family first. So I'm looking forward to it. I can tell you it's not going to be at least, though, until 2025, February at least. So thank you for the interest. I will add your voice to the many that are clamoring and saying, please give this a shot. And I really am looking forward to it. I'm not too sure what I'm going to find, but I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. Folks, pack of Earth Elementals with only 10 archers. Doesn't look good. Or skeletons. This is such a struggle because everything is guarded. Everything is guarded. And Thundaxe is coming. Everything is guarded. We have to get the level 2 Mage Guild. We've got to make sure that Lord Kilburn can get these artifacts back. We are going to purchase another hero, Natasha, and Cinder in the Water because it makes sense to do so. She's going to give over the artifacts that she has. I'm going to spend the wood to get another boat for her. And we're going to hope that the Barbarians are going to turn in the other direction. As much as possible, I'm just trying to stay alive here. Just trying to stay alive. This feels like a bad start. And bad starts happen. And that doesn't mean that we give up. That just means that we have to play smart. So that's my plan. Arcane Hymn says, Horn of the Abyss is my jam when it comes to Heroes 3. Horn of the Abyss is super good. I haven't played all of the campaigns yet for it. In fact, I got about 1 scenario into the Horn of the Abyss with Jeremy the pirate, and then I got sidetracked. I was doing other things. I started doing FHeroes2 a year ago, funny enough. So I'm looking forward to doing those on stream, on camera at some point. So I'm a big fan of them too. Huge fan of those. And then Lord Shadowwing, Fixed Wife. I'm experimenting here with blueberries and chocolate syrup. Putting chocolate syrup on blueberries. That sounds, that should work. That could work. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see how that turns out. You let me know too, just in case she doesn't respond. Just in case. Okay. I have 8,000 gold and nothing to spend it on. Green, orange, several heroes. We are losing the Mercury, but we do have 6 units of it. That's going to be enough for a level 2 Mage Guild. It's probably a good thing we went with Wilfrey then. Probably a good thing. In fact, I know it is. Does Lord Kilburn actually have... He doesn't. He's got peasants. There's no way that he's going to get the chance to run if he's attacked. We've got to have him go back the safe way. Whatever that way is. Actually, you know what? Let's actually send a rescuer. Yeah, let's send Natasha over in this direction so she can actually rescue those artifacts. Wolves here shouldn't be too big of a problem. I lied. Oh, I've also got my army completely mismatched from the previous fight. Whoops. We're gonna, let's see, one wolf at a time, or is the stone skin gonna be better? I think I don't mind. Let's see. Wolves are gonna get about yay far. Pikemen are gonna take the first bit of the offensive. I think I don't mind keeping creatures alive more than anything else. Let's do that. Let's actually move up to this juncture. Swordsmen are going to step right into there. Pikemen are going to step up into a defensive position right here, and the archers are going to stay alive. Sprites, there's only 12, and I still want to keep them alive. And then pikemen, rather than attacking, are going to do full defense. Let's just stay alive. Okay. Lord Shadowwing does say it's really good. Okay. I'm learning new things about blueberries and chocolate. I don't know. I don't think I was surprised, though. I mean, hey, look. One thing that's really delicious plus another thing that's really delicious. Who would have thought? The two delicious things together would be awesome. That's just using your noggin right there. That's just using your brain. So, time for the sprites to get in here. There's too many opportunities for them to do damage. Yeah, killing even one of those creatures there is worthwhile. We're going to try and avoid tons of retaliations. The archers are killing about 2 wolves per turn. We've got a nice opportunity to flank these wolves. I don't know if these wolves are going to want to go for the cavalries or if they're going to go in this direction. Looks like the stone skin is being used effectively. 1 cavalry remains, folks. I am questioning whether this was a good use of my time. In fact, I don't think I'm questioning. I think I know the answer. Not great. You kill 2 wolves there. Retaliation kills 1 more. And with 15 hit points left on these cavalries, I mean, it's a 6-speed creature. I'm going to actually try and save the 6-speed creature. Sprites are going to go down. Oh, they stayed alive. 5 remain. 5 remain. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Well, you got to have a sawmill, or do you? When the sea is your oyster, which is never how that saying has ever been used ever, but when the sea is your oyster, and wood is aplenty on the high seas, you'd think that you wouldn't actually need a sawmill, but a little bit. Look at this, folks. Lots of zombies, a horde of halflings, lots of veteran pikemen. Everything is covered up. We have 1 sawmill, 1 alchemist lab, 1 ore pit, 3 sulfur mines, 1 crystal, and 1 gem. And really, it's the sulfur that makes me think that Willow is ideally gonna be for, well, it's gonna be for dragons. It just makes sense to me. If I get there and I find out that you can't actually purchase a dragon tower, I'm gonna be thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. We'll see. We'll find out. Cathedral, way too far away on the crystal. I do think I'm just waiting for the crystal necessary to get the level 2 mage guild. That's gonna help these fights go much better anyway. Okay. And then I wonder, folks, what if? Okay, this is inadvisable. This is not what you're supposed to do, but what if Sir Gallant is able to somehow trap Thundax behind the stone liths with the dragons? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm going to play like it's a possibility. We will see. Nope, he's ignoring it, and I'm sad. Okay. Again, we're trying to rescue these artifacts because these are good artifacts. These are potentially game-changing artifacts. And more than that, I cannot say. Is there something free over in this direction? There's a break in the tree. There's titans. There's a few titans. I think I have to stay right here so I don't get attacked this turn. At least we'll pick up the obelisk and then we'll go from there. We'll find out. We'll see what's up. Let's see. And Lord Shadowwing does say it's really good. Yep, there we go. Arcane Hymn. I used to call Voidwalkers blueberries in World of Warcraft. Cool. The Voidwalkers, they were the purple ones that were kind of those ethereal beings. I only know Voidwalkers from Warcraft 3, and I know that many things changed from Warcraft 3 over on into WoW. So, Lord Shadowwing, the sweetness of the blueberries blend very well with the tart of the cocoa. Interesting. Vammy says, too bad Thundax knows how to read the sign. Did he step on the sign? I think he did. I think you're right. I think he knows too much. cannot be allowed to survive. He knows too much. From here on out, we're going to be looking for opportunities to land and take freebies. Maybe the enemies are not going to path appropriately, and it's going to leave us a chance to take some things that we otherwise would have missed. Until I get another castle, I have to upgrade these troops because I don't know if I can just skip out on those. And so we have to go forward in that direction. Blind, excellent spell. Summon Boat, great for this map. Disrupting Ray, always good. You know what's missing here? The Lightning Bolt. And that does make getting Lord Kilburn's artifacts less useful, but not by that much. Not by that much. Okay, everybody else is going to wait. We are sitting, waiting. Oh, and it looks like we might have... Oh, never mind, he did go through. We might have Natasha be accosted by a foe. Where have they gone to? Barak has giants. My word, and here I am sitting broke. Absolutely nothing to my name. A mere pauper amongst these lords and ladies. Oh dear. Does he have sight of me? Purple hero Ector, blue hero Barak. Ector's got dragons, why can't I? Folks, this is not good. This is not good. Okay. We're gonna find a way. Tranquila. It's the only Spanish I really know, but tranquila. You come upon an obelisk made from a type of stone you've never seen before. Staring at it intensely, the smooth surface suddenly changes to an inscription. The inscription is a piece of a lost ancient map. Quickly, you copy down the piece, and the inscription vanishes as abruptly as it appeared. This is our second obelisk, and it looks like the dragon city's probably in the very center, guarded by the other dragons. Whoops. This is the safest place I can run to, and it's also going to make me very annoying. So I'm going to stay right here with Sir Gallant. He's never going to leave. Dammy says no lightning bolt in that level 2 mage guild is devastating. Yeah, even having the cold ray, I would have felt much better because only doing 30 points of damage at a time with the magic arrow just doesn't feel that good. And with as many losses as I've taken, I think I have to just stay. I can hope that Thundax wanders a little too close because he has to explore in this area, right? I think I can potentially beat him with what I have here. I'm going to go up to here. And maybe he's going to pick this up, go in this direction, realize it's too late, and then go down to me before he's able to hit a resupply. Yeah, I instantly lose this fight. Well, let's try and explore anyway. Stay alive, try and explore, and maybe we'll see if the sorceress Natasha can pick up those artifacts. On to a new day. Wait. Pause. Okay, now, on to a new day. As Barak goes north, aha, and I'm able to potentially trap my Thundax enemy here if I want to, if I can. Arcane Hymn says, isn't it weird how champions have the same speed as Phoenixes in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, but in Heroes 3 they are not even half as speedy? I think that that's very nifty. I think that's very interesting. And I mean, that level of continuity error makes the game completely and utterly unplayable. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Oh, could you imagine if we landed and were able to defeat these forces of Greywind with 4 dwarves and then take dragons on day 1? Could you imagine? I can't, but I think it would be pretty great if we did. We're gonna meet up, hopefully, unless there's somebody right here. There's not. And at least Natasha is gonna be able to spread out her dwarves and survive for an extra turn to get these artifacts back. We're staying put here. In fact, we're hitting the letter Z, so that way we are slept. And folks, we have a very interesting opportunity. Here's the thing. Spells are the great equalizer. Spells are the great equalizer. Does that mean that we fight this fight here on day 7 before we have reinforcements here? I don't know. With all this gold, we're probably going to hire another hero, bring forces up to the front, and fight this fight. That's my plan. Let me get caught up on chat just so I can also think about whether this is a good decision or not. Dammy says, let's see. Also, black dragons already on the map means that even with lightning, you would still stand no fighting chance. You're totally right. You're totally right. This does not look good. And still, we soldier on. I'm going to take Jacqueline, just in case the pathfinding is useful. Natasha has magic arrow fix. I feel like she would have had a shot. Against left turret, right turret? And main castle? No, because the dwarves aren't getting in there. Dwarves are going to get destroyed by just the main castle. Because it's going to be One dwarf dead, magic arrow. One dwarf dead, magic arrow. One dwarf dead, magic arrow. One dwarf dead, and then there's still 2 units left on the battlefield. Even if that's 1 archer and 4 stacks of single peasants. I don't think it's in the cards, unfortunately. And you know me, I'm the kind of person that if I think it's worth a shot, oh buddy, I will do it. Even if it ruins me later, I will generally do it if it's just worth a shot. I just worry that that one is just not worth it. That's my worry. Zapingualops, Arcane Hymn. Maybe it was something to balance out some of the power of other units related to knight units, like the Angel and Archangel, perhaps. Still not much in my opinion, as Hardly Knight will take advantage spellcasting in the mid game with the first move. Phixfox wife, I recommend Nutella. Oh, for the blueberries. It's great on mini fruits and pretzels. She does like her Nutella. All right, we're gonna do this fight, folks. I don't know who's the best here. We really don't have leadership, and so I'm worried about causing ourselves great distress here. I don't know what the best troop is in this composition. You're gonna have to magic arrow the trolls and shoot them down with the archers each and every turn. That's just a must. 3-speed boars to maybe go after the orcs. I think it's the 3-speed boars is the best play here. It's going to cost you a little bit of morale, but it'll be fine. I think that is the best play. 6-speed, 6-speed, 3 and 3. Okay. And it's going to be spells that carry this fight, folks. Let's make this happen. Oh no, we lose. I already knew that was coming. Dang it. I still have group formation on. No! And the fact that there's 3 trolls is actually terrible. That's really bad. So I needed to be able to go up in this direction. The archers are going to get defeated before the 1 troll can get killed each time. I can hope that he doesn't have a spell book. This is Thundax the Barbarian. 5 attack, 2 defense, 1 spell power, 1 knowledge. I think that we just blind lock and go from there. Let's blind lock on these units. We're not going to worry about the orc just yet. We're going to consolidate our forces. We're going to see what these troops do. But it's going to have to be a hope that there's no dispel or cure. I think so. Let's go into this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cyclops are going to the north. I like that decision from them. I hate that they're that smart. I think that archers are going to... Well, we didn't see a dispel, so we're going to blind lock the Cyclops next. So we're not going to need to move away from this threat. Orcs are going down in a second. Yeah, orcs are going down in a second. 3 turns. Blind is going to last for 3 turns. I think I might as well take 1 chunk of damage off on these Cyclops now. It'll be easier to defeat them a little bit later. I have boxed myself in because I'm a genius. Well done, Phixfox. And this is why you need a cure in the early game. This Barbarian is hating life. Oh, he hates life. His main damaging forces are doing nothing. And for that reason, the ogres are going to start to slowly creep down the battlefield. We're going to be able to get at least 1 magic arrow off in between reapplying blinds. Yeah, because this is the beginning of a new turn. We're going to be able to magic arrow for 30 points of damage somebody. Unless, do I want to just blind the ogres? No, I think I just want the damage. It's magic arrow here. We're going to step up because we're going to have the boars be able to step into the trolls in just a second. 1, 2. We're going to step up by 1 here. I think the ogres are actually going to go south instead of go into the archers. If I had to guess, I'm going to make room for these cavalries just in case. No, they go in the other direction. Very interesting. Okay, so the blind is almost done there. We're just going to focus down these troops first. Oh wait, we were going to reblind them anyway. Never mind. For some reason, I thought that I just stopped myself from stepping the boars or the cavalries into this space. We're fine. We're fine. And this actually means that I can shoot down these ogres before they get too into me. 1 more goes down here. Another blind. We're going to skip. And we're going to do a surround on the trolls because you have to kill them first, I think. With their regeneration, I think that I want to defeat them before there's any other major issues. Cyclops wouldn't be a bad choice. Wouldn't be the best, though. Who are my two best damaging options here? 3 to 4 damage versus 5 to 10, or the 2 swordsmen. I think we're going to do swordsmen and cavalries, actually. I think that's going to be the play. We got 2 more turns on that blind. No pressure here. We are going to take 1 hit from the ogres in just 1 second. Magic arrow's not worth it. We got 13 spell points left. 1 more turn before these blinds are up. Yeah, we're going to just take our hit from these ogres and go from there. Swordsmen are waiting. Pikemen are going into a defensive position right here. 1 archer goes down. Come on, baby, do 3 damage. We sure do. Okay. And folks, the trolls are awake, and we are going to pump them full of damage. That's going to be 30 points there. 1 troll goes down to the cavalries. We're going to step up here. Let's see. There's no double hex attack from the Cyclops in this upcoming turn. There's too much terrain right here. Might as well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're safe there. Might as well just be ready to fill in with these boars when the going gets tough. Think it's still worth it to do the damage here? No, we were close, but not close enough. We're gonna wait. Don't want to give ourselves a double hex attack there. And then 22 points of damage. We can kill 1 more troll. Please, let's do it. Yeah, baby, exactly 22 points of damage. We needed 22 points of damage, and oh, we got it. Now that the trolls are reduced so far down, I think that we're gonna want to consider. I think that we're actually gonna want to consider making the blind lock work. Because if Thundax runs, I'm gonna feel really sheepish. I'm gonna feel really bad. So we're gonna save. Let's see, we could do 1 blind and then 1 magic arrow. I think we're gonna commit to this strategy. I'm gonna blind the Cyclops 1 more time. I'm gonna skip with the cavalries. I just gotta do 40 points of damage by the end of this. Archers are gonna do anywhere between 18 to 25. I think we need the damage here. Let's see if they run. They do not. That's perfect. The cavalry is even still alive. 19 points of damage left. And folks, we're going to get a full surround. We're going to be able to wake these Cyclops up on our terms. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. It's going to be here. And we're going to wait 1 more turn on everybody. Skip and skip. It's going to be 1 magic arrow. Wake them up. 1 slap there. Slap. Slap. Now, here's the fear. That was a good fight. That fight went pretty well. Fear is this. Is it going to matter when there's dragons on the map? Maybe. It depends on how quickly we can get dragons. It depends on a lot of things. So for now, we're going to take our 870 experience and we're going to hope for tons of good artifacts. Endless quarter wood. I don't hate it. It's not enough, though. It's not enough. We're going to take the basic pathfinding. As we pick up +1 more knowledge, we're going to head back and we're going to end up staying in our castle overnight to try and recoup some spell points. And folks, I'm not saying I loved that fight, but it turned out okay. Turned out okay. Let's see. Let me get caught up in chat. Vammy says, maybe it's because an armored horse shouldn't be able to keep up with a great bird of flames. Question mark. That's awesome. And I completely agree with that. Arcanham, yeah, it was 5 attack, 2 defense, 1 power, 1 knowledge on Thundax there. So he was definitely a knight-based troop, knight-based enemy. As we do see, oh geez, Natasha's getting corralled into her eventual doom, I am sure, as it's +1 week, new week of the Badger. Airy the Warlock, okay. Arcanham says, I don't think this Barbie has a spell book. Yeah, and he's hating life. That was perfect. Zapingolopes totally agrees with the comment on the armored horse. Well, they are faster than flying black dragons in Heroes 2, Arcanham says. And hey, 1 step at a time. Yeah, there's no need to panic, folks. This isn't going great. There's no need to panic. Natasha is going to speedily run somewhere. I think she can keep ahead of Airy with her advanced navigation. Yeah, I think that if we run in this direction, it's our best bet to safety. We know for sure that there's certain death in the opposite direction. So let's just go over here. Let's hope that he can't reach that far. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But if Lord Kilburn especially maybe plays bait. Oh, there's a whirlpool. Now that's interesting. Maybe if we go through a whirlpool, maybe we're going to be fine. +1 experience. Might as well pick up the navigation. That might end up being useful to have Jacqueline on the high seas. Remember, we do need to spend the night in the Mage Guild because right now our spells are really a huge factor for us being safe and feeling good. I think it's worth it to pick up the Master Swordsman. They're an excellent upgrade, and we've got to get the troops in order to pick up some other opportunities. It has to be dragons, and we're going to have to defeat those centaurs, and we're going to have to defeat those other enemies. I don't think that rangers are really the play here. I think it's just the Master Swordsman so that way they can deal with the rangers. So we're actually going to leave this on group formation. No, we're not. We're going to keep this on open formation. We're going to leave the boars for somebody else. And folks, let's head south. Is this worthwhile? Lots of nomads? No. Lots of earth elementals? Still no. Still it's not. They're up to minotaurs. My goodness. I think I have to wait one more day. I have to wait one more day. I have to wait one more day. It's such a shame because I need at least one more day's worth of gold. It's only 1,200 gold a day, but I need every advantage I can get right now. So let's wait on that. Should I actually run by? Jezebel can't reach me because we've got the boars here. I think we're going to do that. Let's grab this alchemist lab and then head south. Oh, geez, this castle's open, but it won't stay open for long. Palindra might land, though. Let's use this as an opportunity to get tons of scouting and just see where this takes us. Jacqueline's going to maybe be able to pick this magic garden up. There's no way that Jezebel can reach us, and so we're going to head just like this. Immediately, Lord Kilburn goes down per our expectations. Arcane Hymn, speedily run with the 2-speed dwarves. So fast. So fast. You know how dwarves are. Very dangerous over short distances. Those who know, know. And the dragons come out and they eliminate everybody. Goblins, that's more than we want to deal with. Gallant does not have a spell book, so he's not going to be fighting them anytime soon. Jezebel is chasing us. I'm sure that there's some other enemy on the way, but who they are, where they're coming from, I don't know. I am going to go for the Rangers. Good choice, bad choice. It's the choice I'm making anyway. And I think that this horde of halflings with the sprites is a very winnable fight. I mean, we're winning it anyway. That's not the question. But as the Titans go into the territory of 5, I think that's 5 Titans now, which is terrible. But a couple of extra sprites, a couple of extra flying units, that actually makes that fight look much more intriguing than it did before. At this point, Natasha is going to have the ability to run, I'm pretty sure. And so we will hire her later, but for now, I'm going to plan on her dying. Folks, we need to get a second castle. We need to get the additional gold generation. We have to get better troops than a champion. That's just not going to cut it. And so we are running in circles. We are now officially slower than the Barbarians because they've got the pathfinding. However, he's got the 3-speed halfling. So maybe we're going to get to this obelisk at least. Yeah, and we're going to fight here. We're going to go 2 steps. I'm going to have Jacqueline drop off the sprites really quickly. It's going to be useful. Fight this just so we have somewhere to go. I'm going to accept these losses. I think that's acceptable. And then on we go to a new and better tomorrow. Thank goodness that there's gold here. We're taking it. There's an archer's house right there. Right there. We're going to go grab that in a moment. Do I want to fight the veteran pikemen? No. Priorities. This is all about priorities right now. Sulfur's on the way, but we got to get Willow. We got to start building that up. And Natasha lived for another day. Look at her go. I am thrilled with what she's doing here. We've found, it looks like, the green sorceresses with phoenixes. Not to be outdone by the black dragons. There are phoenixes here now. And until they hop in the water, I'm going to assume that I'm safe on this side of the map. Interesting. Okay. Orange does have view of this whole area, but by taking out Thundax, I think that we've set ourselves up for success. So could be worse. One green enemy goes into the water, and it looks like we're going to survive for one more turn with Sir Gallant. Make it worthwhile, buddy. I think that the obelisk is probably the best free thing I can take. Who knows when we're ever going to come back to this. And it doesn't tell us a lot, but there's a mountain range there. Perhaps that is the southern tip of this kind of concave mountain shape. Maybe the ultimate artifact is like right here. Maybe the dragon city is right there. It's possible. Who knows? Astra the Sorceress with advanced navigation becomes a navigator in Heroes 3. Oh, Cove magic-based heroes. How cool is that? I think that that's so cool. I liked that Rathmont came back to Heroes 3 with the Horn of the Abyss. I liked that Ranlu came back. I thought that was really nifty. Yeah, I thought there was a lot of really good choices with Horn of the Abyss. I think that, I mean, call me crazy, but I think that every single development team that's working on some kind of Heroes of Might and Magic game is the bee's knees. Like, no apologies. I'm not making any apologies at all for saying that. The FHeroes2 team is masterful at their craft, and the Horn of the Abyss project I am less familiar with, but I know it's really good. And so their choices in bringing back heroes and things like that, I just love. I can't help it. I think it's such a good decision, and I'm so very, very much here for it. Folks, I'm going to split the champions so that way they can maybe deal with these centaurs. If we lose this fight, say it ain't so. We're going to win, but still. Okay, we battled this down to the centaurs and the gargoyles, and they picked up 2 minotaurs. Since then, the champions are actually going to be fast enough to make sure that the rangers don't get hit. It's kind of a big deal. So for that reason, we're going to do damage to the centaurs way out there. We're going to skip. And 20 damage from the gargoyles is not that big of a deal. I think that I'm going to take the time to have swordsmen go up, and then the pikemen are going to just step up in just 1 second. Actually, tell you what, let's just kill maybe 6 gargoyles. We kill 5, not too bad. And then maybe we even kill them before they get another chance to do any kind of damage. 1 more magic arrow. Kills the rest of the centaurs. That means that the rangers are going to get full damage off on the minotaurs. Let's step back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want champions. 2 champions still have 40 hit points left. Minotaurs are not going to do 40 points of damage. We're just going to step to right here. It's 10 damage, and then the rangers are going to unleash their barrage. 820 experience. And folks, it only took us until month 1, week 4, day 4, but we made it. We are here, and our prize is Willow. Willow is barren. Willow is swampy. Willow better be upgradable into a castle. Thank goodness. Now, the problem, of course, being that we don't have any ore. Whoops. We didn't have the gold either. So we're going to pick that up. We're going to get into a dungeon as quickly as we can. If there's more ore to be found nearby, we need to find it. Maybe here, but we're going to need to look for that very, very quickly. I'm going to go into the very far corner, just really make Atlas work for his prize. And let's go. Let's go, baby. 500 gold. Reinforcements are much closer than I would like. These 2 town/castles, I would really like to hold this area, but it's going to be a little bit of a ways off. Thankfully, at this point, I think the champions and rangers and a good hero with magic is going to be sufficient in order to at least give the barbarians some pause. I would love it if they went in the opposite direction and tried to go fight somebody else. And it looks like maybe they're doing me the favor. Maybe. Bambi says you have view resources. I do. I did not consider that. Here's also something I did not consider. Jacqueline being attacked by black dragons. Well. She's cowardly, but she's just smart in this instance. Purple has to leave me alone. If they continue to go in this direction, remember, they cleared out all this, and then since then they've gotten over to here. If they continue to go west, we're just done. If that's the case, we're just done. And Medusa, very interesting. Yeah, and very interesting there. Okay, yeah, view resources is a good call. in our neck of the woods, crystal, mercury, gold, crystal, wood. Yeah, not a lot of freebies. We've just had such a terribly slow start, even propped up by the ocean and the wood bonus. Not getting into Willow early really hurt us in a big way. Gwyneth just shot right through this gap. And with dwarves, well, I've got dwarves, she's got peasants. I'm going to be a little bit faster, but not by much. And if I run into one enemy in this gap, then I'm just completely done. I can escape. Is that going to be enough to stay away from Gwyneth? I think so. Well, we're going to pick up sprites. Should have probably considered getting at least one of these treasure chests. Maybe Gwyneth is going to hop in the boat, though. We'll see. And, well, still missing gems. Alchemist Lab, it's right there, but we don't have time to go get it. Let's head north. And this upcoming turn is going to be critical. If Hector comes in this direction, that spells doom and disaster. If he goes the other way, we have a chance. That's all I can say. And that's all I can hope for. All I can hope for is having a chance. Gwyneth does take the treasure, and it looks like it's going to be Astra that tries to chase us down. I think that she's going to succeed. I really do. Yes! Hector goes in the opposite direction. Folks, that was the breathing room that we needed. We just needed a little bit of breathing room. Hector might not have scouting. Yeah, and he did not. And we are grateful for it. We are happy for that. And we are moving forward, and we are running away as quickly as we can. I don't know. Maybe Astra goes in the boat. Maybe she doesn't spot me here. I'm guessing she does. But if she comes back, we're at least going to be able to get these artifacts over to Wilfrey at some point. Pluses and minuses. Okay. He got to right here. Hector did. I don't know if I want to go anywhere near that area. I think I'm going to go to here. So long as I end my turn outside of his vision radius, I think I'll be okay. Atlas. The Barbarians don't have a lot of forces. I think I can still deal with them. No other upgrades to make. I don't think I'm going to spend the time on the blacksmith. The 5 ore has much better uses at this current juncture. Yeah, and Green knows that they have Natasha trapped like a rat. Trapped like a rat indeed. But they're going to have to prove it. It's day 7. We're going to pick up a couple more sprites, and then we're going to find a way to move forward there. I do want the gems. It covers up one more of my weaknesses. 9,300 gold. We're 4 ore away. Is it worth it to trade? 67 sulfur. You bet your sweet self it is. Yes, with 60 plus sulfur, we absolutely trade at this point. And so we do pick up a new castle. This is going to be an extra 500 gold per day. Pretty soon we're going to be looking at statues and dungeons and things like that. But for now, it's just waiting for another week, another day. I will get this archer house here. That's going to be a big influx of forces. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back to open formation, and let's also move the rangers to the top. Let's keep the champions together. Let's actually have the swordsman closest to the top as well. Yeah, and let's fight this fight with some spell power. Glorious victory. We're going to do even better. Boreas, sir, having you as background to RPG maps creating is really good, really helps the creativity, but enough work for today. Just relax. I am glad that you are working. I'm glad that you're relaxing. I think that we've all been there where sometimes we have a mismatch. We are imbalanced and we are doing too much relaxing and not enough work. I'm very happy to hear that you're working hard so that way you can enjoy your relaxation. That is one of the best things for any of us. So good on you. Happy for it. We're going to try and spread the damage out a little bit here. I'm going to blind these troops, so I'm only focusing on one stack at a time. Mission successful, I believe. Because with 3 spell power, it's going to last for one more turn. 2 to 3 go down. And then the rest of these guys can just kind of peel back. The veteran pikemen here are going to get the next shot off. Do I want to, let's see, do I want to blind again? Or do I just want to start doing damage? I think I am going to blind again. So how about how about this? How about we attack, which feels great when we get good luck. Woo! You're telling me that the guy with basic luck is lucky? That's weird. That's weird. Huh, that's strange. And then I think that we're just gonna cast the magic arrow here. That's gonna reduce the damage onto these champions. 17 hit points left. I'm gonna hope that they can survive one more instance of damage as we blind the top sack one last time. They do 9 points of damage. That's terrific. That's fine. And then we're not gonna lose a champion for the rest of this fight. We're gonna clean this off, rearrange our troops. Champions go to the bottom. The rest of these guys go back into a defensive position. We're gonna take our shots right now and go it from there. Sweet. All right. Again, we're fighting the little fights okay. That's not the problem. The problem is that the world keeps turning while we're in our own tiny little corner of the universe, and it's not feeling great. I am going to spend one more magic arrow here. That might be a mistake, but then I don't feel bad about skipping on the swordsmen to keep them all alive. So. Okay, perfect. No losses. 740 experience, and it's going to be the logistics. Logistics at this point is sneaky good. It's sneaky good. +1 gems per day. And folks, the Archer's House. A group of archers want to join you. Do you accept? I do. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's bad. Okay. Lord Shadowwing says, my brother's wife just brought in more lizards. More lizards? How many more lizards? 12? 15? 3? I mean, I need more information here to know how appropriately shocked I should be. Like, how many lizards is too many lizards? That's my question. A few lizards, everybody likes lizards. Okay, that's not true, but many people enjoy lizards. Maybe a couple is fine, maybe too many is just too many. I'm gonna do something here, folks. I'm going to take the treasure chest for the gold. That's 1,000 gold. I'm going to fight these rangers. I'm going to run, and then I'm going to rehire Natasha now so that she can be ready to go tomorrow. I don't love it, but this is going to work. I'm not going to do anybody else's dirty work. I'm not going to kill these rangers so that Gwyneth has an easier chance. And this way we're going to get those artifacts over. And again, she's going to get to full spell points with a blind, with a magic arrow. Whoa, Ari the Warlock is back, but he's still a nobody. That's a little bit sad. Okay. And we're going to call it a day. On to another one. Well, let's see how this goes. 2 more tiny lizards. They have 2 snakes and 2 other lizards, plus the 2 new ones. How big of a tank do you need for that many lizards? That's my question at this moment. How big of a tank do you need? Is this multiple tanks? Do you have to keep them separate because they don't like each other? I'm interested to know. Folks, I buried the lead here a little bit. One nifty thing is this. For as bad as this is not game breaking because we do have the Statesman's Quill, and it's only 10% of the total cost to surrender. That's not great. It's still going to cost us, but that means we're going to do 40 points of damage and then run, which is something. Do we want to kill 2 gargoyles or 2 orcs or 1 ogre lord? No. It's going to be 2 orcs. And for 1,000 gold, we are going to run. So it's not great. But that artifact that we picked up a while ago is actually one of the best things that could have possibly happened to us. We do still get all of the... Whoa! We do still get all of the archers. A supply ship has arrived from the homeland. You send word home that all is well. Things are not well here at home on month 2, week 1, day 1. You are kidding me. This was needed a long time ago, but that is a-okay to me. So, Arcane Hymn, basically Ambrose just picked up a pile of gold. Yeah, I'm basically worth 1,000 gold at this current juncture. This changes our fortunes drastically. Ambrose needs to stay away from me. He needs to go anywhere else, but I mean, 4 dragons? That was 4 dragons. Green Tower. We are looking for 10 ore. We're looking for 40 ore total before we can get up to the Green Tower. And we're just doing that off of 1 single ore mine. Who would have thought that ore is the big problem here in this map? Not I. Not I. Natasha's going to take one step out. Going to rehire Wilfrey. And yeah, I made a mistake at the very beginning of the map. I thought that it would be best to take a wizard hero. And in some ways, there's a lot of value there. But I think that at this point, a might-based hero who's level 7 would actually be much better, knowing that there's dragons everywhere and damaging spells aren't really going to affect things. I think that we've made a mistake. I think that we have to still try to go for Mage Guild levels. Yeah, but they don't help with dragons at all. Man, there was a comedy of errors here. Huh. Interesting. Diplomacy, because sure, why not? We're going to pick up what we can here. I'm not going to upgrade this castle just yet. For now, it's just a gold mine. And I have to see what Ambrose does before I can make any other plans. Isn't that Warlock town just a random town? I think it's random. I don't think it was supposed to be a Warlock town every time. But then again, this was a Barbarian town with the Barbarians. I don't know. Tough to say. But, well, the map maker did say it was hard. Yes, they did. Yeah, no regrets. If it sounds like I'm complaining, I am complaining just a little bit. But I also think that this map is completely winnable. I think I've just made some bad choices, which is not their fault. So, 2,000 gold left. It's time to clear out all this stuff. I'm going to make sure I get this artifact before too much else happens. We have 21 out of our 51 spell points. That should be enough to at least clean all this out. Glorious victory. I'm going to accept the loss of the 2 pikemen. Diplomacy is intriguing. It's not going to be nearly so useful because I don't have gold to recruit troops, and I've already got the Statesman's Quill. There is a nearby genie here. If he halves a stack, I'm going to be pretty sad. 3 of the Rangers is acceptable. And we will take the Minor Scroll of Knowledge. +2 knowledge is not too bad. There's nothing hidden behind our castle. It's okay. And do I want to split off my troops here to fight this a little bit better? I think I do. I think I want the swordsmen to actually be all over the place. Champions on the top, then Rangers. Close formation is off. I think that this is the best thing for us. Hard work is good work, though. Arcane Hymn says. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm still having fun. And in fact, this is kind of what, I don't want to say what legends are made out of, but if every single map I play, it looks like Phixfox is just going to obliterate the map, that's not fun. This is my opportunity to have a dire opportunity in front of me and to pull out a victory. And that's what I hope happens. That's absolutely what I hope happens. 1 champion goes down. The turn order was not quite what I wished it was. Swordsmen are getting into the mix. Followed up by Rangers. And then these nomads are blinded forever. I'm going to just dangle a piece of bait right in front of them, but the 49 Rangers are, with the good luck, really doing nifty stuff for me. 1 champion, 1 swordsman, 760 experience, +1 on the defense. I did not give these artifacts over yet. I need to. I was wondering about my luck, why it was so good, but I felt like it could have been better. I still think that the level 3 Mage Guild's worth it. I do. I do. And I'm hoping it's good. Anti-magic, mass curse. It's really at the 4th level and beyond that you really get your advantages, so I'm just going to have to wait. Again, we're waiting to see what Ambrose does. Orange is going north. Ambrose goes away. Ambrose does go away. We're going to lose this town, but then we're going to slide back in for a compelling victory. Let's trade over now. And then a glint of golden light catches your eye. Upon further investigation, you find a golden helm hidden under a bush. It's going to be Natasha that picks all this up in just 1 second. I am going to just kill these skeletons really quickly. Their experience, 304 of it. And I am going to, with my logistics and my traveler's boots, I'm going to spend the time to pick up this +1. I can get here in 3 days now. Probably quicker if I drop some slower troops. 5 speed, 5 speed, 4 speed. If I go to here, how far will Natasha be able to get next turn? That's pretty far. Just to right here. Wilfrey could go to here. And then from here to here with only 7 speed troops. Get into Willow on the next day. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so we figured out our logistics where everybody but the very fast champions, the ultra fast champions, are gonna go, and we're going to go again. It's right here, right here. Sideways, that's gonna make the movement go much better. And then tomorrow we're gonna get in after Atlas does some nifty things. I don't think it's worth it to save these centaurs. And, oh, it's a castle though, I'll tell you what. Oh, wait, I remembered I can do this now. That's still one of my favorite things, is when I learn new things about the game. In this case, that's me using the mouse scroll to toggle. It saves so much clicking. I love it so much. We're gonna do this just so that way maybe Atlas takes some more losses than he otherwise would. And then let's go from here. Arcane Hymn, would you still see the hex tiles in a VR version? Would you still see the hex tiles in a VR version? So it depends on what like the point of view would be, right? Like, is it still gonna be like this top-down perspective, or am I commander on the battlefield looking out? VR version where you took the place of the hero commanding the armies in real time, Lord Shadowing says. The in real time part would really mess with me. I gotta tell you, like the trying to do all that in real time. I love games like Medieval Total War, like Shogun. I love those games very, very much. I'm also really bad at those games. In large part because trying to be everywhere all at once on a battlefield is not very intuitive to me, and I struggle with that. RTS games like Command and Conquer or Warcraft, for example, are in that similar vein, as we do see Ambrose making his way right towards us. Those games are quite similar to me in this way, in this meaning. I feel like I'm always behind because I'm trying to be in multiple places at once, and when you see a really good RTS player, it's like cerebral. Like they don't actually think about what they're doing, they just do it. And it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely stunning. If I was to be a commander in a real-time battle in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, I think you would find me to be much worse, Lord Shadowing. So it's a great idea. I would love to play it. I think that you would all be immediately disappointed when you're like, oh man, I was hoping he'd be the coolest Heroes VR player ever. Oh, I'll give it a shot. Don't get me wrong, but all the same. We're having to go back because Ambrose being here means I need to get this 4th level Mage Guild and leave before he shows up here. He's got the Hydras, we have the Traveler's Boots, and we have the Logistics. We're always gonna be faster. So even if right now he goes right here, we're gonna be able to get away, but we have to pick up these spells, and I have to pick up the 4th level Mage Guild, and it has to be something good. How much ore? 5 ore. That means I'm gonna be able to upgrade the pikemen and take them with me. Let's focus on the priority. That is the Mage Guild. Let's see. Let's go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can only trade this much because we need how much sulfur? 8 sulfur. We need 8 of each resource. I don't know if we're gonna get there. I don't know if we're gonna get there. 5, 5, 8. Let's see. 1, 2. We can trade this much. That gets us up to all the crystal that we need. How many resources are we getting a day? So tomorrow we're gonna get 2 sulfur. So we are gonna be able to trade maybe a little bit more sulfur, maybe not. We're gonna have to wait here overnight anyway. So let's wait. We're gonna pick up full spell points. We're gonna run away and we're gonna seek our fortunes, maybe even taking Barbarian castles because we know that they've got Cyclops. And if we've got spells, we can for sure beat them. So that's going to be our hope. It's going to be our hope. Lord Shadowing, I would think a hex list where instead of a single stack of 100, you have 100 of a creature, you would see 100 of the creature. That'd be really interesting. 1,000 skeletons, 10,000 ghosts. Oh, geez, that just sounds like a nightmare in the best way possible. Don't get me wrong. That'd be awesome. Imagine how long it would take for each of them to wait in line to take a swing and then walk back. They're all in a long queue, just like, you know, looking at you, just getting ready to unleash hell upon you. That would be perfect. I would think that it would resemble more like what you would see in medieval movies, combat-wise, where it's more like organized chaos. Yeah, I could see that, just because it would be. It would definitely be organized chaos, that's for sure. And then Arcane Hymn says, if the enemy stacks don't stand in line, then it would be kind of hard to only hit one target and only start to attack someone else when that unit dies. True. And I'm hoping that there's a game developer out there somewhere that's like taking notes furiously, like, yeah, this is good stuff. Because I think it's good stuff. I think it's really good stuff. Natasha! This campfire is actually surprisingly useful. If it is Mercury, then I'm a genius. If it's anything else, I could still use it to potentially trade. 4 wood is maybe the worst thing that this could be. Yeah, that's actually the worst thing that that could be. Okay. And folks, we have to leave here with the Mage Guild, so I'm looking for 2 more Mercury. 2 more Mercury. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. Though realistically, I don't think we have the computing power to handle a game like that yet. When it does happen though, like, okay, you think about how far games have come. I'm excited to see what the next stage of evolution is going to be. I understand the idea with games slowing down and how good they look. Something about polygons and having 10 times the polygon in a new game versus the original game feels like a massive difference, but going from 10,000 polygons into 100,000 polygons doesn't look nearly as good. I understand that we're slowing down in those ways, but we're also getting like the graphics in a new way that is exciting and intriguing, real-time virtual online activity where you plug into the matrix and you're able to interact with people in a metaphysical eBay store. Possible? Someday, probably, likely. I'll plan on it. But the technical limitations, how long is that going to take for us to catch up? I'm guessing sooner than we think. I'm going to be in a nursing home someday, and I am going to be just loving life, plugged into my virtual games. You watch. You watch. This is so sad. I feel like with the 4th level Mage Guild, I could do something nifty. With only these spells, I don't know. I do not know. Other things I could do. Let me think. I could trade 1 Mercury if I can get this wood pile that's to our immediate north. I could do that. I could hire a hero. That'd be 2,500 gold. And they can go do that for me. But there's no other way because it's 10 resources at this juncture. Oh, you know what? I should have definitely gotten a marketplace at the other castle. That's what I should have done. I should have gotten a marketplace at the other castle. That would have actually worked. And unfortunately, it's just a little bit too late. So with that being said, we're going to deviate. We're going to go into the pikemen. I don't see a path forward, but I do see 14 veteran pikemen being very useful for me right now. I'm going to upgrade them, and off we go. To seek our fortune in the brave new world. Lord Shadowwing, or could you imagine being able to play as a swordsman among hundreds fighting a huge swarm of skeletons and zombies? That'd be so scary. That would be the worst. That would be a more of a nightmare game than it would be a like fun, tactical, exciting game. Yeah, that would just be so scary. We would have not gone down, but Ambrose would have stood on the door. So we did leave at the right time. It was the right decision to leave when we did. That feels good. You are just experienced to me. You fled, but I'm going to take you anyway. Oh, buddy, you don't have a chance. I'm coming for you. And because we've got Wilfrey the Wizard and he's got the logistics and he's going to get the expert wisdom, I think that we just have to stay alive and run around and hopefully steal an enemy castle at some point that has a mage guild. And when we do, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Earlier, by the way, I mentioned RTS games. And I got to tell you that I saw that they have remastered Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2, which I am very interested in. But I need to do a little bit more exploration to see if it's worth my money or not. Here's my thing, is that Blizzard as a company has lost my trust, and I will do anything I possibly can to prevent giving them more money. Truly. I don't want to give them any more money. And so I need to know if it's worth it. If it's really a quality game and if it's actually an upgrade, if it's not just something as a meaningless cash grab, okay, great. But if it looks like it's just a cash grab, I'm not going to go for it. Very sad, the state of games these days, where because you have all these investors and all these people, it makes sense to do more of a remaster than just make a quality brand new game. It feels so bad. It feels so bad that that's kind of the state of gaming in this current age. I wish it was different, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it turning around at this point. What do you do to save the gaming industry? I can't possibly tell you. 5 of the Rangers goes down. We do pick up the Expert Wisdom, +1 knowledge. Doing okay. Have they upgraded this castle at all? They got a statue. That's something. Level 1 Mage Guild, not worth it. Level 2 Mage Guild, not worth it. I think that we hold on to whatever resources we can and go from there. Titans are far too much to deal with. I think that we go straight south. We'll purchase one more hero tomorrow. And we'll get the Alchemist Lab and we'll continue to go south. Arcane Hymn says, not my cup of tea. And Arcane Hymn says, and then you can just get sacrificed with some hero so that they can be rehired in the tavern. Yeah, I am the swordsman and I'm getting sacrificed because my life is meaningless to my lord and liege who I've sworn fealty to. But he wants to go from this castle to this castle really quickly, so I'm just gonna get sacrificed. Yeah. I've never done that. I'm also a terrible liar. Okay. Let's get no centaurs, no centaurs. Okay, let's just take the peasants. One peasant. One peasant. And I think that we have enough forces to beat the Barbarians. I'm amazed that the Barbarians didn't go down before us. We really got maybe a little bit more attention than we really could have handled, I think. Creativity has taken a huge nosedive because of shareholders and investors. If we can remove the politics, lawsuits, and pursuits of greed and allow the creative juices to just flow. Again, I could not say that any better. I think that that's absolutely correct. And there's a lot of people that's hard for me to blame. So, number one, I'm grateful for the folks who are the artists and the programmers who work so hard to make the games that we do enjoy so great. I'm grateful for all those hardworking people on those levels. I can't help but feel like this has to be more of a symptom as we take out one, maybe two of the trolls. Two trolls, perfect. I can't help but feel like I can't be mad at the normal everyday guy, and that this has to be more with the executives and stuff. I understand that games have to be made and somebody has to take the financial risk, but man, feels bad. Feels bad when, you know, Fallout 25 Remastered Edition comes out and it's a bloated mess because somebody didn't want to take the time to optimize the game, right? Just stuff. Again and again, it feels like it's always something. It's going to take us 2 turns to get through this moat. That feels bad, but we did kill the wolf, so that way that'll help it go a little bit better for us. One more bit of damage onto these orcs. We almost got there. And it's going to be probably swordsmen that go through this gap. Yeah, swordsmen are going to go through this gap. Pikemen are going to wait. Maybe we get lucky. Probably we don't, but maybe we do. See if we can take out one more troll. We do. Because there's some wonderful games. Think about all the games that were Flash games back in the day. Do you remember the Flash games from... I always used a game website called Game Sloth. It was like my favorite thing in the world. Game Sloth was so cool. And I remember I'd be at school and I'd be playing these old Flash games on the... and just having the time of my life. They were simple and they were fun. And the fact that we don't have things like that in so much order makes me terribly, terribly sad. Because it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to do this. Let's see. We are still trying to avoid dying here. It's not going to happen. We're still going to take a shot in just a moment here. One of these troops is going to step up. Champions are going to step in. I'm going to move the Rangers up. And it's going to be a skip and a skip and a magic arrow because I never got a cold ray. I never got a lightning bolt. We're doing damage everywhere we go. And it is going to be one more bit of damage that the towers get before we're able to finish this fight. But those games were so fun, and it was because of the creativity, Lord Shadowing, that you're pointing to. And I'm like, that is really what it is. Can we just get back to the creativity of it all? 27 of the Rangers goes down. We would have used archery a long time ago. Unfortunately, just not really the case here. I can't guarantee we're going to find Titans. I'm going to take the luck. And yeah, can we just get back to the creativity? Development of media, games, movies, TV shows, etc., Lord Shadowing says, needs to become a labor of love again and not just the ridiculous cash grabs. Yes, I remember things like the original Bloons Tower Defense. Yeah, I think you can still find that somewhere, can't you? Like it's online or maybe like downloadable, but wherever it's at, that is the exact kind of thing I'm talking about. Oh, I would love to get my hands on something like that again. Do I need to replenish my spell points? 38, I think, is enough. Well, it's almost a new week, so we might as well take the time to replenish. We'll wait. Arcane Hymn says, I wonder when these investors have the need to invent virtual consumers so that they can have virtually no limit on sales and they can add some extra zeros to their virtually existing money, just like a shell game is kind of what you're talking about, I think. Where, I mean, I've heard of. I'm not a financial investor. I'm not very good with money in that way. But I've heard of many people who they do the sort of thing where they borrow money and then they pay it off the money, and it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's a scheme. It's not real money. They're living off of money that's not real. Or like the people that own stock in a company and then they don't pay taxes on their income because it's all in stock options, and then they just borrow against their stock options so that way they never pay taxes, you know? Things like that. I've heard of people doing those kinds of things, and is that the next step? Arcane Hymn, where they find a way to virtually inflate their money in some weird, shady way like that. Time will tell. And hopefully, whenever it does happen, hopefully there's a big reaction and the pendulum will swing in another direction. Because I think that people are getting pretty upset with being delivered poor gaming services. I think that people are speaking out, and I think that some of the poor business practices are going by the wayside because people are doing a good job of voting with their wallets. There's always going to be some people that buy a game even though it's from a terrible company, but I mean, eventually you're going to run out of goodwill and you're not going to be able to regain that goodwill. It's just going to be gone. It will just be gone. Folks, I fear that this might be the final fight here. Ruby might be the final fight. Because we are out of forces. There's not much sense in trying to build up these other castles. 18 ore, at least we kept our ore here. Quicksilver. I mean, it's possible that, purple is right out here. Ambrose is right out here. He's going to land as soon as we go back. So really, the only thing I wish I could do is get these artesian springs before this fight. Maybe these trolls. Are a couple of trolls better than a couple of boars? I think so. Let's see if we can get a couple of trolls into our army. Some trolls living under the bridge are willing to join your army, but for a price. Do you want to recruit the trolls? Yes, I do. 2 of them are still going to be better than 3 boars. And let's hope that with our spells, specifically the blind, specifically the mass curse, and 50 points of damage per magic arrow, let's hope that we're able to defeat this force. I kind of doubt it. This might just be the end. Maybe the enemies will leave us alone, but I think that Ruby is sizing us up, and I think that she is licking her lips and saying to herself, look, I know what you are, and I know what you are not. Let's see about it. Lord Shadowing says, honestly, I wish that currency was never invented and that Adam and Eve had never eaten of the tree of knowledge. Yeah, I mean, you know, sure. I don't know. Yeah, maybe just something where the currency is just not really the thing. The pursuit of money, the pursuit of fortune, what kind of damage has that done to us as people, us as a society? I think that you're completely right about that. I know that there always has to be something. I do appreciate what money gives us, but some of the ways that people have found to manipulate money is pretty atrocious. Oh, we do see Thundax. He had no spellbook, but he's got the logistics and the pathfinding. He's pretty good to pick up. I'm gonna try and get this mage guild. I'm gonna go back, see if I can take it. And by now, I think I actually have enough resources that, yeah, I can get the 4th level Mage Guild if I want to, or if I can. I'm guessing purple does not have vision over here. And so maybe this is going to be just close enough. Just close enough. Yeah, we'll be just close enough to get there. And maybe they're not going to see us coming. We're going to get a 4th level spell, and then we're going to run away. Virtual investors. Ha! Isn't that just what some people do with YouTube views or Twitch views, and they just have bots, just virtual watchers? I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all that they're doing. Ambrose has landed. Too bad. A glorious victory. It was only peasants. I think that we can actually defeat this fight just a little bit quicker. I'm going to cast one magic arrow, and I think that that's going to make this go better. Magic arrow here for 50 points of damage. I kill here. I go to here. There and there. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna take the damage like so. And at this point, it doesn't matter. Okay. 6 rangers, we did even worse. Whoops. Alrighty, but we're back. Oh, and they even built us up our castle for us. Doesn't seem like a lot, but we'll take it. 4th level Mage Guild. And we're gonna pick up the Resurrect. It's good, but it's not good enough. Now at this point, we have to stick around and eventually come back for the Resurrect True. This is totally not good. This is not good. I do need to have enough gold to be able to surrender at a moment's notice. Right now, I think it's somewhere in like the 1500 gold range. Lord Shadowwing says, okay, as for a Subaru Forester. Oh. I'm not going to say anything until the ad is over. I haven't figured out how to make sure the ads only show up when I want them to show up. Whoops. Okay. At this point, okay, it's done. Perfect. Alrighty. At this point, I'm just kind of wondering, am I going to be able to survive longer than the Barbarians? It looks like Ambrose went the other direction. It's kind of nifty. I think I'm okay with that. I do need to run, but before I run, I'm going to assume that I've got room to run. It's possible that since he's going in that direction, maybe there's somebody in the darkness who's just waiting to reach out and attack me. But I have to believe that that's not going to happen, at least immediately. View mines. We've done view resources. Now let's do view mines. Mercury, gems, sulfur. Oh, purple is huge. Blue is still hanging on. Yellow. Yeah, so orange is really the smallest. Who would have thought the knights and the barbarians are really the ones that struggle? And you can't play as purple, and you can't play as blue. Green sorceresses are doing fine. Yellow necromancers are okay. Okay. And I might as well go pick up this gold here and hope we don't get attacked because we don't have enough gold to surrender. Okay, no problems. And so we sail. And so we run. A group of people, homeless, destitute, hoping for a brighter tomorrow that may never come. Dragadoon. Interesting. Interesting. Sulfur, sulfur, sulfur. I think that this Castle of Willow was always going to be here. And I think that this was always going to be here for us as well as knights. We just didn't get to it. Early game, we did not play the early game correctly for this map. There are general principles that are going to be useful from playthrough to playthrough, right? in some ways, you have to look at it like a game of chance. Any game of chance that also has elements of skill, even though it doesn't always feel correct, you have to go with what makes sense at the time, the best possible strategy, and the law of averages should shake out in your favor. There's going to be times where you catch a bad break. That just happens, right? But it feels like I didn't do anything that was out of normal play. Everything I did felt like it was generally correct in the early game. And yet there's some things I still wish I would have done a little bit differently, if that makes any sense. There's no good forces to try and magic arrow here. We can't kill one full stack here. Killing one stack of peasants when there's still so many enemies on the board feels like a waste. At least with the archers, we might be able to take them down with the rangers. We'll see in just 1 second. At least Twitch isn't as bad as TV because TV has 18 to 28 minutes of ads for every hour of media. You're kidding me, is it that high? I knew it was high, I didn't realize it was that bad. 18 to 28 minutes, so if I watch a 1 hour show, I am subjecting myself to so many ads. That's crazy. I mean, I understand why it works, like why they do it that way. Yeah, that's crazy. I saw a video recently, and it felt somewhat relevant to me. It's from somebody I generally watch on YouTube anyway, but it was talking about the ad apocalypse here on Twitch. Apparently, there's been a lot of, how do I call this? I don't want to say shady characters, but there's been some controversy with people on Twitch who are not going with the general terms and conditions of the service. And some people got away with it and never got anything more than a slap on the wrist. And some people got absolutely obliterated and got hit with the ban hammer. And when there was an issue of, hey, wait a second, why am I getting banned when this guy's not getting banned for doing basically the same thing? It turned into a little bit of an issue that now has advertisers pulling out of Twitch. So that way they're not caught up in any kind of negative publicity, right? And so apparently, I wouldn't know this because I'm so new and I'm just here for the game. I'm just happy to be here. But apparently on Twitch, there's a lot of advertisers that have pulled out, and that is eliminating up to 80% of some Twitch people's ad revenue. And the response videos are kind of hilarious. Like, people, they're like, oh, if I knew I was going to make this little, I would have worked a real job. It's like, bro, you're still making like $2,000 a day. Are you kidding me? It's not that bad. Like, this is like, there's worse things. I know that every job, if you work it long enough, it's going to become a drag. I get that. No disrespect. Like, that happens no matter what the job is. But still, I'm just saying there's worse things. And if anybody has a chance to make $2,000 a day doing a job, you should probably stick to that job. In fact, you should do more than just probably stick to it. You should fight tooth and nail to keep that job. Yeah. Thundax is defeated. He abandons our cause. Okay. I actually need to see who this is. That's a barbarian. We're going to have to figure out who this is and hope that they can't reach us because we're in a castle. I didn't even tell who it was. I didn't get the chance to right click. Okay. Boreaser says that much ads? Yeah, 18 to 28 minutes. I'll believe it. I will believe it. Here is max 12 minutes per hour, and we still think it's way too much. Yeah. Yeah, because you're in... Boreaser, where are you, by the way, if you don't mind me asking, just because I don't think I've ever asked. I try and generally keep track of where people are from because that just feels like the polite thing to do. But yeah, do you mind giving us the general whereabouts you're from, just so we know what the 18 hours or 18 minutes per hour is for you? We're going to run. We're happy to have been here, and now we're going to run. Summoning spellbook actually might be useful if we can get to the 5th level Mage Guild. Let's go see if we can track that down real quick. Vampire Lords, sure. We can defeat them. Poland. Oh, Poland. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good to know that Poland is wise. I really like a lot of the general foreign affairs that I hear regarding Poland. There's a lot of things that I think Poland's doing right these days. So hopefully you're happy with the way that your country's being run, sir. And then Lord Shadowwing says, I've seen a growing number of adult-oriented and clearly scam ads on Twitch. Interesting. And the adult-oriented kind of like weirds me out because I don't know how old you're supposed to be here on Twitch, but I would be very uncomfortable if I had an audience that was younger than 16. I am pretty family friendly, and yet I wouldn't be comfortable with numbers lower than that. I've made a mistake. I just realized this is not good. I can't blind. I've got 50 points of damage per turn. These guys heal up to full, and this is absolutely a mistake. Oh my goodness, we can't even keep the Rangers alive. Yeah, this is a major error. Ooh, not good. Okay. But especially when there's, it's just stuff like that is, I mean, what are you doing? Really? I don't know. I guess anything to make a buck, anything to get a little bit of attention. And is it any surprise that Twitch doing adult content would be what some people go towards and gravitate towards? I worked a lot of social services with people, and I knew a gentleman, and I did a lot. Oh, I'm gonna get a little bit mad here. I hope you forgive me, because it's still a little bit infuriating. This man, I worked so hard with him. To get social services. He was homeless, he was destitute, and I was able to secure funding for him so that way he could have a place to live for the next 3 months. And all he had to do was just follow the rules and just do everything he was supposed to do. Long story short, he spent all of his money on online cam girls, right? Like the risque cam girls. And he was homeless again. Despite everything I did, like, it was handed to him. It was gifted to him. Nope. He just... he just couldn't stop it. And in a lot of ways, I'm understanding. Because, look, there's a big, strong pull with any kind of sexualized material. In the United States, sex sells in a big way. I know that sex is much more normalized overseas, especially in, like, France and places like that. And so because it's more normalized, I wonder if it's less enticing or at least less life destroying for the people that kind of get caught in some sort of bad cycle with it. But over here, it's sex sells. And when sex sells, people are going to want to use that to make money. And people fall into that trap all the time. And it's just devastating. It has to be devastating. I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine just trying to... Anyway. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. My apologies. And chat has nice things to say. Lord Shadowwing says, run a save scum. We're going to win. It's just going to be really, 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 really ugly. Because the AI doesn't do nearly as good of a job focusing on stacks like I'm doing. And thankfully, this one paladin stayed alive, and it's doing so much damage. So we are going to survive. The save scum's not going to be necessary. Arcane Hymn says, is it family friendly to load back a save of the last turn due to a lost fight? Yeah, it is. It is. But I do think I'm going to win this fight. It's not going to be pretty, but I am going to win. I think, let's just get rid of one full stack. 6, we can kill. Let's just kill here. And we'll figure out what to do with this stack of 7 in a second. 6, 8. Do the magic arrow now. Whack him. And the paladin survives. Don't ask me how, but he is still alive. The ranger should kill the stack of 1 in just 1 second. And it was ugly, folks, but here we are. 1,400 experience at least. Basic pathfinding, and this is really an investment in this Book of the Elements. If we're able to get a nice 5th level spell that's like a summon something, that could actually win us the game. A summon fire elemental, a summon earth elemental, summon water elemental, that might be the thing that wins it for us. It really could be. You come across a conjurer who begs to accompany you and your army a while for safety. You agree, and he offers as payment a copy of the Book of the Elements, so this doubles the effectiveness of all of our summoning spells. We do need to make sure that we're able to summon some nice stuff, but if we're able to get a 5th level mage guild, we at least have a shot at making that happen. Let's see, we're gonna need, I think that as tempting as it is to go back to Quicksilver and get the 5th level mage guild, well, let's get it now and let's just see what it is. That'll determine whether or not we just make a beeline here or not. Resurrect True, really, really good, not good enough. Really, really good, not good enough. We got one castle here. We're about to lose this castle here. Oh, we do have the Barbarian castle here. I think that we're going to have a way to escape just in case we get collapsed on. That's all we got to do is just stay alive and just run away. It's day 2. We're going to get some reinforcements at this night castle in just a moment. Let's see. Boreas says, I mean, it could be run better, but could be run much worse. Worst part is growing division between 2 opposing political forces in Poland, with declining ability for people for healthy discussion. But this is not only a Polish problem, I'm sure. You know what? Not being able to have an appropriate and full discussion because you're worried about what people think and open discussion being squashed. I think that is, you're right, a problem everywhere. And it's really sad because I don't know how to fix things. In fact, I just don't know how we can fix things in that regard. We are 1 step away. There was nobody we really could have let go of, except for the 11 Rangers. You're going to see me do something here, folks. I am going to load the game, just so that way I can give this a shot. I'm going to dismiss these Rangers. This is going to get us in and hopefully just 1 step out of Quicksilver. So that way we can pick up the Resurrect True. It's worth losing 11 Rangers just to pick up the Resurrect True. And at this point, I want to see how far we can go with this playthrough. I think it's doomed, right? Like, I think it's doomed. But I'd like to see where this goes. Let's see. And you guys are funny, by the way. I like you guys. This is a good group. Lord Shadowwing says, some people you just need to give up on, even though it's very much against the Bible. What? 7 speed, 5 speed, 5 speed, 5 speed? Wait a second. We just got rid of the 4 speed Rangers. Why are we not fast enough to get here? What? Interesting. Well, I thought that for sure we'd be able to get in and then maybe get out of the castle. At this point, I'm committed to just getting that spell and then running away. These forces are not going to be good enough to save me this. Bye. 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 Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Although, is Agar fast enough with his 4-speed creatures? No, it's gone. It's so close. Tell you what, we're gonna load. We're gonna go back to standard game. We're gonna hit the autosave before we get rid of all of our forces, and you can tell that I am grasping at straws here. Like, how do I fix this? How do I save this? It's been done for a while, but I want to see if I can at least get that spell now. Okay. Oh, and we're completely out of movement? Yeah, no, it's just done. Let's dismiss everybody. So many forces to just dismiss, but I feel like the Resurrect True, is that going to be useful? It's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. Folks, this had to have been a summoning spell of some kind. And Resurrect True, funny enough, only works when you have troops to resurrect. And troops to resurrect, we just got rid of them. Even if I load up the save, those forces are not going to be enough to defeat Black Dragons. There's no spell that's going to overwhelm Black Dragons except for a summoning spell of some kind. And unfortunately, I am getting close to the time when the library shuts down here for me anyway. And so, this is probably, no, this is not probably, this is easily the worst loss that I've experienced on stream. And you know what that means? And here's the truth. That means that we must come back. That means that we must come back. Like, I got the pants beat off of me so bad that we're going to have to come back next time. We're going to load up as the Knights on impossible difficulty in this same situation. And I'm going to have to see how to win this scenario. I'm going to have to provide a win for you. Sometimes I say to myself, well, I have a moral victory, or I'm in a good spot. I don't feel the need to come back to a certain scenario. This has bested me in a way that I don't like. This is my competitiveness coming out here. I can guarantee you that I will return because I cannot allow this to stand. This is not good enough for me. Sorry. And I truly believe, even as good as the AI is, I have to believe, I have to hold it in my heart that every single faction on every single map should be able to win. And if that's not the case, then maybe it's time to look at the difficulties in Heroes of Might and Magic 2 with the FHeroes2 team. But I truly believe that this scenario is over for me. There's nothing I can do to salvage this. Even by dismissing and running away and surrendering and running in this direction, it's not going to be enough. Even with Resurrect. And so I feel obligated for my own honor to come back. But that will be for another day. So that's the plan, and that's where we're at. For you, sir. Apart from that, just living my life, cannot influence the big picture, so there's no point in worrying about that. Worrying about the politics, worrying about the issues at hand in your home country and things like that. And yet, it's always interesting because we've all got our choices to make. We all have our circle of influence and the things that we can control. And there's been things that have happened before where I say, that's way outside of my control. I can't do anything about it. And man, I hope I have the wisdom to know the difference between the things I can and I can't affect. You know, is fighting the fight worth it? Is fighting the good fight worth it? It absolutely is. But man, it is tough to look at the black pill in the face and just say, yeah, this one's pretty done. I don't know how to deal with it. Hopefully, I hope that nobody here is so distraught over world events and just life in general that they feel like they can't be okay. I hope that people don't feel so discouraged that they can't carry on. And if you're feeling discouraged or you feel like there's nothing that you can do to make life better, I guarantee you that you can totally make life better for at least a couple people. But this is just to everybody, and this is also for me, because I need to always remember that, nope, fighting the good fight is always worthwhile, even if it's tough. Even if it's tough. Arcane Hymn says violence should never be the answer to any problem. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Arcane Hymn says Agar would be fast enough with his 6-speed creature, and he was. With the 7-speed champions, he is fast enough. Lord Shadowwing says time to admit defeat. I do. I admit defeat. Absolutely. Arcane Hymn says what a journey this stream was. This was a fun journey, and again, we are going to come back. And I don't know if I'm going to play this off stream or on stream. If it's on stream, then that way you know that I didn't play the map until I got something favorable and then showed you the one win. And I really like to make sure that you see all my wins and losses, but I want to make sure that you know that, hey, this was on stream. There was nothing funny that Phixfox did to make an impossible victory possible. So we'll figure out when we come back to this. Phixfox wife says we have some football to watch when you get home. Oh, she's right. My Idaho team, my Boise State football college team is playing tonight, and I'm very, very excited for that. So folks, I'm going to have a good rest of my evening. For those of you who it's in the middle of the night for you, please get some wonderful sleep. I'm very, very grateful for everybody that took the time to be here, and this is always, as usual, my pleasure to be here. Folks, thanks so much. Look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. Until I see you again, my name is Phixfox. I'll catch you around. Thanks everybody for the stream. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the participation, and we'll take very good care.